Yeah, yeah, we're live. Couple of interesting things in the boxing world today. Gonna let the list populate. Was just gonna upload another episode of the relay, but I'll just wait till tomorrow to do that because I'm actually gonna be a little bit preoccupied tomorrow in the evening. So I gotta space the content out in order to amplify its earning power. Gotta space it out. It's kind of like what you're seeing with pay-per-views. If you stage too many pay-per-views in sequence, it affects the metrics of the previous pay-per-view. So you got to try to space them out. The same applies to content. Put too much stuff out there, then the views are fragmented. So you got to kind of space it out. I already uploaded an episode of the relay about Conor Benn's situation, and I do have more to say about that situation. I'm not going to stop there. I do have to address the pearl clutching. D style, what it do? Sawab, what it do? Yeah, yo, que lo que? I do got to address the pearl clutching, and I don't want to do that here and now. I actually want to take my time with that because there are a couple of screenshots, a couple of talking points that I want to address in reference to why there's all this pearl clutching when it comes to Conor Benn, but there's no pearl clutching. And I've brought these points up before, but I'll be a little bit more specific in the video I'm going to do. Rafa, que lo que, maning? Egg clutching, word, Mr. Ano Boxing, what it do, what it do? Oh, dirty, my man, unbiased in the building, country in the building. You know what I mean? And I heard today, which I was a bit disappointed, that Ryota Murata retired. The middleweight, the gold medalist from Japan, he retired. I was actually hoping that he would stick around because the middleweight division is, by and large, one of the most uneventful divisions in the sport today. It's a division where it's just a lot of guys that's staying away from each other. Jaime Munguia, he not doing nothing. Jermall Charlo, he about to come back in June, and it's going to be a tune-up fight. It's not going to be a hot ticket. It's not going to be somebody that we want to see him fight. It's going to be a tune-up fight because that man ain't fought in 2 years. That's those two guys. Golovkin, I don't even know what Golovkin is up to. Like, what is the plan, bro? You just dropped that belt. You still got the BA. You just dropped the IBF, but you still got the BA. What are you going to do? You're going to fight Lara? You're not going to fight Lara? What are you going to do? You know what I mean? It's a division that really needs fighters. And to hear that Ryota Murata retired, well, that sucks. These explanations need more bacon. Que vole, que lo que? Eddie Hearn signs Deontay Wilder. Any news? I'm waiting for that to see if that's going to happen because that's what the story's supposed to be. But just let me focus on this Murata thing. Big part of the reason I wanted Murata to stick around is because he's not an old fighter, per se. He's in his mid-30s, but he's not an old fighter. He's a fun fighter to watch. I've never seen a boring Ryota Murata fight. He makes me proud to be Japanese, which is saying a lot because I'm Dominican. But, good Japanese fighter, man. They make some really fun fighters over there in Japan. Naoya Inoue, Junto Nakatani, Kazuto Ioka, Ryota Murata. There's some fun guys over there. Hiroto Kaiguchi, my Capricorn brother, Kenshiro Taraji. They have a very underrated boxing scene that is not often appreciated in the West because very few pundits and very few boxing scribes cover the whole sport. Moreover, very few fans. Hopefully it changes, and it does look like it's changing, which is a positive. Very few fans, at least in the West, they take it all in. In the West, they really just kind of focus on a particular group of fighters, and it's like you got to force feed them other stuff to realize, it's other good fighters out there, bro. It's other good fights, and what we here for? We here for the fights, right? And we here for the fights. Lerone, what it do? Sawab, what it do? Sawab went to Abu Dhabi. He went to Dubai, baby. No, he didn't go to Abu Dhabi. He went to Dubai, baby. For those that don't know, Sawab relocated. He was getting so much money in the UK, he moved to Dubai. Opened up a daycare center there. I'm not making any of this up. That dude is getting money. I need to get like Sawab, bro. Shout out to my man Sawab, bro. Assalamu alaikum. I got my coffee on. About to go get my coffee on. Yummy, yummy. Martin Gonzalez, que lo que, mi hermano, que lo que. We got a couple of good fights this weekend. Couple of good fights. Ponce versus Subriel Matias. Argentina versus Puerto Rico. Pa que lo sepa, coño. We got that. That's gonna be a good fight. I am gonna do a prediction video. More than likely, it'll be on Friday night. It may be the last video I do for that particular day. I might wait till the end of the day to do it because I need time to watch film. And I already know who's going to win. Not know who's going to win per se, but I already made my pick. I just want to get a fix on how the fight is going to look. You know what I mean? That's what I got to do. Pero sí, Argentina versus Puerto Rico. Que vale, manín. Pro Box app is showing fights right now. See, I didn't even know that, bro. I didn't even know that. Que lo que real talk. Que lo que güey. Ya tú sabes, manín. The domestic violence. Yo, I was watching that video earlier on Twitter, man. The way he said that shit is so funny. Oh, the homegirl. Domestic violence. That shit is a classic, bro. That shit is a classic. And yeah, yo. Yo, man, inflation is crazy, bro. I bought a 16-piece from Popeyes, man. You wanna know how much that shit costed? $40 fucking dollars, yo. 40 fucking tabla. I got a thing of biscuits, 16 pieces of chicken, and they're all gone. That's fucked, man. You would have thought, like, damn, 16 pieces of chicken, that'll last. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Fucking $40, bro, for a 16-piece. What the hell is going on, bro? Jesus Christ. The homegirl, domestic violence. That shit, that's one of my favorite videos, bro. That shit, I don't know why that shit, it killed me, but it's how he said it. Oh, the homegirl, domestic violence. He said that shit, man, funny, B. Pues sí, yo, todo está más caro que el diablo, man. Di que 40 pesos for some Popeyes, bro. I was like, el diablo, man. Con eso yo me podía comprarme una comida china, some Panda Express. Es más, que eso es lo que yo voy a hacer. Este weekend eso es lo que yo voy a comprar. La esposa mía she's gonna get fucking mad probably. No, tú estás comprando demasiada comida de afuera, but it's a big weekend, you know. We got Ponce versus Matias, and then Sunday we got Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Y yo voy a comprar esa pelea. I'm gonna buy that fight. I'm gonna watch it. It's not $80, I think. I think it's a lot less than that. It doesn't cost that much. Y yo voy a ver esa pelea porque I'm not too good to enjoy that fight. I really do want to know how it ends. This has been approximately 2 years in the making, the Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury fight. Jake Paul is a Capricorn, like me, so I got to support him. I got to big up my guy, root him on, put the Capricornian powers out there. We tend to be good at whatever we do, irrespective of what it is. So Jake might shock the world, yo. Thanks, Al Heyman, for inflation. Yeah, all the inflation is Al Heyman's fault, bro. It's all Al Heyman's fault. And yeah, you know, I'm not too good to enjoy a fight like that because one thing that stands out to me is the rivalry between Jake and Tommy. It started, I'll say it around 2020, circa 2020, 2021. And it's jaw-dropping that we're actually getting that fight where we still haven't gotten Spence and Crawford, where we still haven't gotten Wilder versus Joshua. There was an article published in Ring Magazine by Steve Kim, the illustrious and great, the wise and powerful Steve Kim, and the article is called Boxing is Broken. And yeah, it is, though, like on some real shit. It really is. Like, it's not hyperbole, that's not an exaggeration. It's the truth that a part of the reason, you know, they did it right with Jake and Tommy. They didn't take a million years to do it. And really, we would have got the fight already if it wasn't for Tommy Fury and his bullshit. We would have got the fight already. But, you know, he's the one who had all the fucking problems and shit like that. And somebody hitting me up. What it do, who it is. Let me see what's going on. Y'all give me a second. I got inside intel, inside stories, things that's going on. Hold on, let me see. I don't know what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Wait till she hit me back. Pues sí, que eso no cogió como 10 años, 20 años para hacer esa pelea, ¿me entiendes? Jake and Tommy only been beefing for like, vamos a decir, 2 años. Y ya, ahí está la pelea. So for your viewing pleasure, ahí está la pelea. Y no cogió tanto tiempo. Y ellos, that started after Spence and Crawford was already a thing. And after Wilder and Joshua was already a thing. ¿Cómo va a ser que todo muchacho, ellos pueden hacer su pelea y su pelea is worth some money? Like, it's not like it's a low budget fight. There's money on the line. It's M's on the line. You know what I mean? And I'm not too good to say, yo, I'm watching that shit, bro. I need to know what's going to happen. I need to know how that ends. Because if Tommy get knocked out, I want to see that shit. De lo mío, que lo que, I might be biased, but paying $240 a year for the Zone subscription ain't bad. April, we get Joshua and Ortiz and Stanionis for $10 each. No, yo te lo voy a decir, manín, de verdad. Eso no es mucho dinero. 240 pesos, eso no es nada. Si yo voy a decir la verdad, eso no es nada. Para un año, 240. Lo único que no me gusta es que ellos no te dan una razón. Like, why is it more? ¿Me entiendes? Now, if it's more, porque tú no estás haciendo pay-per-view, pues está bien, yo entiendo. Because you'll notice that there's no pay-per-views on schedule. Joshua versus Franklin is not a pay-per-view. A lo mejor Canelo versus Ryder tampoco va a ser un pay-per-view. Y después, si esa es la situación, pues eso está bien, porque eso es diciendo que that's $160 that you don't have to pay. Pero para mí, de verdad, it's not the price. It's the general principle que a mí me molesta un poquito. Que ¿cómo va a ser que cuando tú comenzaste fue 100, después 150, después a la otra vez 240? Tiene que haber una razón. Tiene que haber una razón that you're doing that. You can't just do that y tú no das una razón. Ahora sí, la razón es que Canelo versus Ryder is not a pay-per-view y Joshua versus Franklin no es pay-per-view. Potato, eso está bien. Pero de verdad eso no es mucho dinero, porque es un año. Eso es para un año de pelea, un año de pleito, de alboroto. It's not a lot. Canelo has never touched the canvas. No es la verdad. Doodle, I seen him as a sweeper at a construction site. Ay, ese tipo no sirve. Is PBC in trouble? Brock Company. Well, let's say this. Coach Malachi. Shout out to Coach Malachi. I believe that he did an interview with the all-powerful Rick Glacier, and the sound bites that I heard is just what Rick said made a lot of sense. That if you're seeing this push to do certain fights, that they are decent fights. Benavidez versus Plant is a decent fight. It's not a bad fight, but you're also seeing a push for Ryan and Gervonta. And maybe they revisit Spence and Crawford. If you're seeing that, it's because the budget is about to get slashed. So they need to do what they can to justify their existence, to justify their continued presence at Showtime. They need to do fights that have matter and that hopefully move the needle. Hopefully. Bam also, eso es lo que estoy diciendo. Look, I get my Katie Taylor, I get my Amanda Serrano, I get some Joshua Franklin, I get some Montes Stanionis versus Virgil Ortiz, I get some Joe Cordina versus Rakhimov, put a sprinkle of Callum Smith in there, he's in the shit. You know what I'm saying? And all the other fighters that I follow, that I like to watch. It's like, bro, like de verdad, 224 pesos, 240, eso no es mucho dinero, de verdad. Es que mucha gente está en olla. Y ellos no quieren gastar nada. Ellos lo que quieren they want everything to be free, bro. Porque como vas, and I said it before that you have to pay attention to who is complaining. Because if $240 for a year hurts you, then how do you plan on buying Plant Benavidez, Garcia Davis, Spence Sturman, and Wilder Ruiz? If that bothers you, bear in mind that that's $300 just for that. That's more than that. And that's only for 4 months that's not 4 months of fights either. That's literally just 4 fights for $300. That's what you have to pay to see all of that. That's on top of your Showtime subscription. On top of that, which is $132 when you do the math over 12 months. So it's $432 just for the Showtime content. Y tú me estás diciéndome a mí que eso te molesta. 240 pesos. Bullshit. Tú no pagas para nada, lambón. Lambón. Tú no pagas para nada. Embustero. Yeah, Zerto versus Rosado, bro. That's an epic fight, bro. Michael Hunter versus Parker fight for the WBA #1 ranking. Y eso está bien. That's a good fight, bro. Or it could be. It could be a good fight. It could be a stinker. I really feel like that fight is contingent upon which Michael Hunter shows up, because Joseph Parker just is what he is at this point. He just is what he is. You know that there's certain things you're not going to get out of him. But if Michael Hunter shows up ambitious and hungry and sharp, and he needs to, because he hasn't been particularly active and he didn't look sharp the last time we saw him. It depends on which Michael Hunter shows up, whether or not that's a good fight to watch. You know, it depends. Is around the shots. Eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo. Eso no es nada, manín. Eso no es nada. Di que 240 pesos para que yo pueda ver boxeo el año entero sin interrupción. Eso no es nada de verdad. De verdad. Pero que cuando tú pones toda la otra cosa, que ok, 240 para esta gente, 432 para esta gente. Después, el ESPN, eso es 100 para el año, malo pay-per-view. Después que cuando tú lo pones, when you put it all together, that's when you have to mitigate. Like, okay, what am I going to buy? Which one of these am I going to buy? Ahora yo tengo todito. Yo tengo, porque yo estoy negociando. ¿Me entiendes? Que cuando yo compro un pay-per-view, por ejemplo, I go live so that I make the money that I spent for the pay-per-view back. ¿Me entiendes? Y un dinerito para el bolsillo, para la cerveza. Es más, que yo tengo que comprar cerveza esta semana también para esta pelea. Vamos a hacer Ring IQ en español. Pa' que lo sepa. I don't get to speak enough Spanish on my day-to-day basis. It has been as such since I moved out of New York. I miss speaking Spanish. I've been getting homesick following Instagrammers that's based out of New York. I've been getting homesick. Tank and Ryan, a great value. No, eso sí, man. Yo dije que I said that if I gotta be honest, like, I'm gonna be real. If I had to choose, if I could only buy one, I would literally buy Loma versus Haney if I could only buy one. Porque es una pelea de hombre. Es una pelea de campeonato. Esa vaina con Ryan y Gervonta, eso es vaina de cipote y carajito y fulanito. That's like a varsity fight. Like, we're going to fight on the bleachers, man. If I could only choose one fight to buy out of those two fights, it would be Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. Thankfully, I don't have to choose. But if I had to choose, that would be the one I'd pick. Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder on the zone. Vamos a ver lo que la situación es. Porque también, the thing for Wilder is, it's the smartest play that he can make. You don't want to rely on maybe money, upside money that, well, if it does this, then maybe you'll get that. And remember that no matter what comes in, the cable and satellite company takes approximately 40 to 50%. Una vaina así, un número grande así. So it's not like you getting all that money anyway. Pero si tú te vas para allá, para Abu Dhabi, toda esa gente, con toda esa arena, ¿verdad? Con todo ese dinero, all that oil money, right? You go over there, yo, here, this is you. Here, this is you. You ain't got to worry about the upside or the downside or the B side or the B line or the D train. You ain't got to worry about none of that, huh? This is you. That's your bread. You got it. Con eso resuelve todos los problemas, porque el problema que él tiene, él lo dijo. Yo, y'all not paying me on time. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait till next week. I don't want to wait till next month. I want my shit, I want my shit the night of. He said, when you do a job, you get paid, right? When you do a job, after you do the job, you get paid. That's what he said, bro. I'm not even paraphrasing for him. So what that tell me is this dude is legit waiting on bread. You go to Saudi or you go to Abu Dhabi or wherever, ahí está, el dinero está ahí. Toma, go fight. Toma, ahí está. Pour one out for Wilder and his fans today. Oh yeah, today's the day he got beat, right? I seen people making posts about that. Yo, to this day, you still have people that don't want to accept that you picked a cherry and it backfired. They still don't want to admit that, and that's why I don't argue anymore. The most I do is I make my content, I tell you what I think, and I'm not going to argue with nobody because a lot of people are in denial about that shit. They are. The only reason that Fury found his way into this world title picture is because Wilder brought him in. He wasn't your mandatory. You didn't have to fight him. Stop pretending that they didn't offer you wild money to fight Joshua because they did. Before the zone even offered you $100 million, what they offered you? 15 mil guaranteed and 40% of the pay-per-view upside. That pay-per-view would have broke records if you would have did it. Never mind 100 mil from the zone. Before that, they made him a deal, an April date at Wembley for 15 million guaranteed at 40% of the upside. And what do? You blow it off because you more focused on fighting Fury. And the whole play was, yo, we don't want to be the B-side to AJ. We don't want to bow down to him. So we're going to create our own little thing and our own little biosphere, and we're going to get our own little money. And it ended up blowing up in your face because you thought that you could beat him. And he ended up fucking you up. Eso es lo que es. Eso es lo que es. Ellos pensaron, no, I don't want to be the B-side to this guy. Yo no, yo voy a pelear con este tipo porque él es más flojito, usa droga, está gordo. Yo le gano a ese tipo fácil y más mejor que he's undefeated. He's undefeated, so it'll look good on the resume. Eso es lo que ellos estaban pensando. Ellos pensaban que, Fury's going to be a cakewalk. And look what happened. Mira lo que pasó. It's exactly what happened, bro. Yeah, that's why I don't argue with these guys over it anymore because it's obvious. I shouldn't have to say that. It's obvious what y'all was trying to do. It's obvious. If you don't want to admit that, man, go argue with your mother. Go argue with your girlfriend or your landlord or your boss or your whoever. I ain't going to argue with you about some shit that's mad fucking obvious, B. So son estupideces. Pura estupideces. Maldita mierda. We got to pretend that wasn't a cherry pick gone wrong. Why? Because you thought it was going to work? The worst thing you could have did was bring him back into this shit. Now look, no belt. The smartest thing you could do at this point, go to Matchroom. Just the act of you going over there, right? Changing your decorum, that's already going to give it a new air, a new feel. It's like new pussy. It's already going to give it a new everything, yo. Like, yo, Wilder going to Matchroom. Now, granted, the narrative pushers, that'll be a nightmare for them because they have to reconcile that. They're the ones that have to explain to their subscribers, you're telling me that Wilder went to the zone that's supposed to be broke? If the zone is broke, why would he go over there? Y'all the ones that been running around saying that goofy shit. Just lying, and people want to be lied to. That's the other thing. It's a sickness, bro. It's a sickness. The whole Glovegate thing, like, I was like, yo, dog, like, it's scary when you realize that, like, damn, yo, people really that stupid that you believe that shit. You know you could go to Dick's Sporting Goods and conduct that experiment yourself. Tell me what fucking advantage would it give you to have a weight in your hand in the glove if you could get the weight in the glove? What's the advantage? You punching slower? What, you gonna break your fingers? Motherfuckers is really dumb, bro. And then they want to argue with you all day. Like, nah, tú no ves que ahora yo no paso todo ese tiempo discutiendo con esta gente en Twitter. Yo no gasto tiempo en esa mierda ya. Que mire, si tú quieres discutir conmigo, va a ser aquí where I can make money off that shit. Si no, déjame quieto. I don't even care, bro. Say whatever you want. In the comments, di lo que tú quieras. I don't give a shit. Well, they say Wilder went back to. Oh, mira, no, yo no juego con esa vaina, Drew. Yo no juego con esa vaina, deja la vaina. Yo no juego con eso, no. Courtney Amanda Serrano. Tomorrow, Heather Hardy is back in the ring in New York. If you're free and available to come watch her do her thing, I'm hoping you'll be in attendance and would love to meet you guys. I guarantee you, if Heather's fighting, it's going to be a good one. I know firsthand. Yeah, for those that don't know, if you're in the tri-state area, Heather Hardy going to be fighting. She's trying to get in position to fight for a title. She's a fun fighter to watch. Unfortunately for me, I live in the sticks. I live in the Contra. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and. That's why my head swelled up in an egg weight form. Yeah, yo. Pura estupidez, manín. Dije, ¿cómo va a ser? Like, I really saw people buying into that, and I'm like, bro, it's not possible for you to be that stupid, bro. You really think putting an egg weight in there is going to give you an advantage? All you going to do is hurt your own hand and slow yourself down. The shit don't make no sense, bro. Pero es que también you can't underestimate the stupidity of other people, bro. Esa mierda me da miedo a mí, que like, yo, y'all really that dumb? Y'all really believe that shit? Bueno, ¿qué se va a hacer? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the. I'm in the country. Why you think I'm always wearing plaid, bro? I live on a farm with cattle. Nah, I don't live on a farm, but I do live in the country. The mental gymnastics they will do is poetic justice. Bro, the mental gymnastics they do is worthy of the Olympics, bro. They've been all this time, and it's an ego thing, though. Like, it is an ego thing that they don't want to be wrong about this. You know, they want to feel like they knew something, and it's like, bro, like, just, bro, first admit you're wrong. It actually makes your spirit stronger when you can admit your flaws. You know what to correct. When you can admit your shortcomings, you know what you could work on. But these guys' egos is the size of Texas for no fucking reason. The fuck are you so egotistical about, bro? You were wrong. You were wrong about all that shit. You really thought I remember it all. They was celebrating that, oh, Fury and Wilder gonna freeze out AJ. Yeah, look how that worked out for Wilder. Worthy of the Special Olympics, man. You know what I mean? I seen a video of Javante dapping up Rolly. Motherfuckers was like, oh, that's what it's all about. Well, what, bro? Like, what? I don't even understand that shit, man. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. Man, shut the fuck up, man. I'll be wanting to move back to New York just because it's boxing up there. Where I'm at, I'm in the Contra. So it don't be a lot going on, which is a good thing, you know. When you trying to raise kids, it's a good thing. You don't want a lot of shit to be going on. Plus this whole shit with Putin. Maybe now's not a good time to be in New York, right? Motherfucking balloons. Motherfuckers got Chinese food balloons flying around taking pictures of shit. Shit is crazy out here, B. I'm in the Contra. Yeah, you know I mean? Gotta know how to fold them. Know how to handle them. Know how to deal the cards. Shit get crazy. I might go to South America. They ain't got beef with nobody. I speak español. Yo hablo español. Yo puedo pasar por cualquier cosa. Yo puedo ser árabe. Yo puedo ser argentino, guatemalteco. Yo puedo ser mexicano. I just gotta let my hair grow out. I'll tweak how I speak Spanish. En vez de gripe, gripa. En vez de cipote, pinche squinkler. I can do it, bro. I can do it all. CIA. Saudi told Fury, you worth X. He thought it was sweet, and he was going to get 20. Yo, yeah, we going to talk about that, Drew. We are going to talk about that. Yo puedo ser cualquier cosa. Yo puedo ser italiano. Si yo me tiño el pelo, I'll make it like an auburn brown. Yo puedo ser alemán. Ist das wahr? Yo puedo ser ruso. Привет. До свидания. Yo puedo ser de Israel. Yo puedo ser de Abu Dhabi. Solekom salam. Yo puedo ser de cualquier lado. Si la vaina se pone fea, ay, yo me voy. Yo me voy. Yo me voy para Paraguay, que ellos no tienen problema con nadie porque no tienen dinero. I'm gonna go somewhere poorer than a motherfucker, because they ain't got no money over there, so they ain't got no problems. Motherfucker ain't gonna find me. Like, what happened to Jules, bro? Y'all heard that motherfucker went to Paraguay. El venao. Oh, me digan en la esquina. El venao. Que eso a mí me... Yeah, man, that was my shit. I could go anywhere, bro. The only thing I can't be is Chinese. I can't pretend to be from the Orient. But I could be like Australian or some shit. I could be Australian. I'm telling you, all I gotta do is let my hair grow out, and it'll look like I'll be on surfboards and shit. Be down there with Mirage watching David Benavidez fights. Oh, shit. The man really said Lion Luke used gypsy magic on him. Do you know how badly someone gotta cook you? Yo, that's how bad he whooped his ass, bro. Motherfucker whooped his ass so bad he thought he put a spell on him, B. You know how bad a motherfucker gotta fuck you up? He put a spell on me. Man, the power of Christ compels you. That's how bad he fucked him up, bro. Team Benaduquez claimed they want Bivol and Canelo done. Benaduquez had the perfect opportunity to attempt to get a belt at light heavyweight, and he ran from Better Beef. Talk about it, bro. Eso no es la verdad. Lo que me jalta de ese muchacho es que a cada rato, oh yeah, he's this, he's that, he'll do this. Tú no hiciste nada, coño. You didn't beat no one. Lo más que tú estás haciendo, you are reheating Canelo Alvarez's dinner from 2021. Tú no peleas con nadie, coño. Nadie. Boxing Shigo didn't respond to Crawford. He's scared. He better be. Crawford took that shit, and he do that shit, right? These motherfuckers been slandering that man for 4 or 5 years by my count. It's only a matter, that's why I said in the video I did, it was only a matter of time before he found out who is these people getting this bad information from. Now he know. You know what I mean? Now he know. Nah, bro. Yo me harto de la vaina con... I seen Genuine. They had him on the Porterway podcast. And Genuine was like, yeah, man, Benavidez. That motherfucker ain't fought shit. He ain't fought shit. And it ain't because it wasn't nobody around to fight. It was plenty of people around that was more interested than what you been doing. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm at 9.9. Ryan Garcia, yo, look, bro, 7 weeks, bro. 7 weeks. It was 8 last week. 7 weeks. That's what they got to promote this show. I don't even know how to talk about it in the relay episodes I do, because I'm starting to wonder if that shit gonna happen. No, pero eso sí, que si algo pasa, no, yo me voy para Chile con Leo. Yo me voy para Chile, yo voy para Santiago, la Tierra del Fuego. Somewhere over there, yo voy a estar ahí. ¿Qué le pasó a Julio? ¿Dónde él se fue? No, él se fue para Chile. Hell motherfucking yeah. Yo me voy. Yo no voy para guerra, yo estoy viejo, yo no quiero pelear con nadie. Yo no voy a pelear con nadie. Yo me voy. I'm sure Bud got extra smoke lying around. Yeah, the other one. That dude, oh my God, bro. And I couldn't believe that dude, you know that dude is older than me? That dude is older than me. Pero mira la manera que se comporta ese tipo. Ahí es que yo sé que algo en la vida tuya, something is not right. Porque si tú vas para el internet y así es que tú te comportas con la gente, eso es porque en real life algo malo está pasando. Something is not right because there's no reason to behave that way, bro. I am the first Capricorn ever. I'm the first one. All the other Capricorns came after me, bro. Jake Paul, Usyk, Josh Taylor, Delphine Pursoon, Felix Trinidad, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Custom Model, Floyd Patterson, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr. I am the first Capricorn. Yo nací en el BC con los dinosaurios. That's when I was born. I saw the asteroid hit. I put my coat on because I knew it was going to get cold. Oh, shit. Here comes an ice age. Trying to tell y'all, bro. Trying to tell y'all. Motherfuckers don't hear me, though. They don't hear me, though. You know what I mean? Shit is crazy, bro. Yo soy el primero, Capricornio. Prenda dos velas, amor. Un member Walter Mercado. Con mucho amor. That dude was crazy, bro. He used to wear capes and shit, lighting candles, making hand gestures and shit. Like he about to have a fight with Mr. Smith. Con mucho amor. All the old Spanish heads gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. Walter Mercado, Capricornio, Aquario, Virgo. Like he's about to do a magic trick or something. It was like he's about to do like you'd have thought he's about to do like he's gonna pull a rabbit out of hat or some shit. Piscis. Beba un café con leche con tres azúcares. There was this old psychic guy, right? This old psychic guy. All the Spanish people used to watch him. His name was Walter Mercado. This was when I was young. He's passed away now. And he was like a phenomenon. He was like a sensation. Like all the old Spanish ladies, that's how we know because our mothers used to watch the guy. And he was like a psychic. Like he would tell you like advice, like daily astrological advice. He'll be like, Capricornio, deja el trabajo, relájate con mucho amor. He was the dude, bro. He was the dude though. He was like a cross between Liberace and he was like a cross between Ms. Cleo, the psychic. Call me now. He's like a cross of Cleo and Liberace. Like if you put them together, if you add the psychicness of and zodiological shit of Cleo and the jewelry and regalia of Liberace. Call me now. I was so disappointed when I found out that accent is not real. Oh my God. It was just like Kiki Shepard. Who remember Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan? The Jamaican, the fake Jamaican joint. That joint wasn't Jamaican, bro. She don't talk like that. It's the same shit as Shaggy, bro. I said like, yo, when I heard him regular talk, I really thought that was how Mr. Lova Lova. They call me Mr. Bombast. Yo, I really thought that's how he talked. He don't talk like that at all. Like it's like he making voices and shit. Oh, I was so disappointed, man. So disappointed. They call me Mr. Bombastic, semi-fantastic. Shit, man. Open up the chat to the panel. Walter Mercado, con mucho amor. He's that dude, bro. He's that dude. They used to give him in the afternoon. He'll give you his readings and shit for your horoscope. Leo. Aquario. Escorpio. And it was really like he would do all these hand gestures and shit. Like he's about to do a magic trick. Leo, you know about Walter Mercado, ¿verdad? ¿Tú conoces?
But could he mess with the power of the chancla? Is my question.
Oh, he was beyond the power of the chancla. Power of the chancla had nothing on him, bro. You remember Walter White, right, Leo?
Sí, sí lo conozco.
Yeah, ese tipo, he was the dude, bro. They go to coach. They go to coach. What's good, coach?
What's up, fellas?
Oye,
What's
¿cómo
up,
tú
coach?
andas?
Es lo mismo.
Coach, ¿qué onda, amigo?
Oye, buenísimo. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Oh, well, I mean, it's an interesting weekend of boxing. We got Ponce versus Matias. We got Paul versus Fury. So that's gonna be good. Who's gonna buy the pay-per-view?
I'm buying it, Jules. Real quick, I'm buying it. No, I'm buying it. But you know what I loved about Walter? His camera time. He would switch to a different camera every time he do a new sign. That shit was fire.
Yo, he literally cut to a different shit. Like he'll be looking at you like this, like Aquario. Then when it's species.
Yeah, and then he'll turn every time. He always knew how to find a camera.
Bro, that dude was the dude, bro. My grandmother used to swear by him, bro.
Oh no, if you interrupted Welita watching Mercado, you get your ass beat.
Yo, listen, that's not even cap. A chancleta will fly across. If I said anything while that man was talking, bro, fly.
Yep. You was getting whacked.
He was that cherished among the Latino community, man.
I'm telling you, he meant more to Latina grandmothers than the Virgen.
For real, man. He was like the Liberace of TV astrologists. Yo, Jules, what if
two things, bro? He was like Cleo and Liberace. Like if they had a baby, well, really, they're subsidiaries of him. If I'm being honest, because he was around before, or at least
been around forever.
Liberace.
Man, and all the abuelitas, man, all loved him to death too, man.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, that's where Sean Porter gets his suits from.
Yo, Jules, what if I told you that Bud was destined to be pound for pound because he was born a Libra?
Stop lying.
Libra por Libra, man.
No, pero de verdad. Oh, Libra por. Ah, bueno, eso sí, Libra por Libra.
Did your abuelita do sábado gigante too?
Como que no, Francisco? Don Francisco.
How can they not, bro?
Shit, I used to watch that shit because all the ladies on that shit was naked, bro. Who remember they used to have the joints walking around with the meaty guys and all that.
You remember Alacama Purcell? You remember that show, Alacama Purcell?
Who remembers Bienvenido, which was like a Spanish version of Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Alacama Purcell had the hottest women on there, man. I didn't understand a damn thing, but I was always watching.
Matter of fact, who remembers when Sofia Vergara was a weather girl, bro? Ella fue una vaina.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It was a show called, I think it was called damn, I forgot the name of it. It was
no fue El Gordo y la Flaca. It was another name.
No, it was another one. I know the guy. He does soccer, like he does soccer analysis, like he does TV. I think, Fernando Ferrer, I think was his name. I think it was what I said.
That name is familiar. That name is familiar.
Yeah, that was on Univision, and it was like they did like tour guide shit, like you know what I mean? Like they visit places.
Yeah, that was my preferred network too, también Univision. I didn't really like Telemundo, but Telemundo came up because I think Telemundo is like the joint now. I don't think people watch Univision like that. Samson Lukowicz wish he had Walter Mercado swag. Ajá, la verdad.
I still watch soccer and boxing on Telemundo, man.
But yeah,
That's funny.
It's a lot of little things going on. So it's a story out there that basically what the Saudis offered Tyson Fury was only 70% of what they offered Anthony Joshua. So who here on the panel, just give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I can. You know what I think, Jules? And again, I don't have any. This is my personal opinion. I feel like, man, that they have an idea of what type of person Tyson Fury is. They went through this before already with Anthony Joshua fiasco, and they're probably like, man, you know what, bro? We're not gonna do this. We're gonna offer you this, And I think Fury, he has such a massive ego. He probably felt like, remember he was saying I think I'm gonna get paid double whatever Joshua was getting paid, and all of this stuff there. And the Saudis don't rock with him like that. Like they really rock with Eddie Hearn and Joshua. You know what I mean?
That's another thing that I remember when the fight collapsed because of the arbitration. They basically wasted those guys' time. It was their money that was going to finance the fight. So you have to imagine that to some degree that might have put a strain on how they view him and what kind of business they're willing to do with him.
And that's what I was going to tell you, Drew. Like, those are serious billionaires. They're not nickel and diming like fucking Frank Warren and fucking Fury over there. Like, bro, we make $1 billion deals. Like, this is what it is. You're not going to get what we are offering you the first time because AJ's not involved in. And we like Usyk more than you because he conducts business honorably. You're just a jerk off.
And the other thing is, I would say that for the last 7 years, there's been a conscious effort to try to undermine the marquee value of Anthony Joshua. And no matter how many times it comes to a head that, look, if it were Fury and Joshua in Saudi, he probably would have got the kind of money he was looking for. Hell, they probably would have offered him way more than that. But it's not. It's you. And you supposed to be the draw. Out of the both of them, Fury is supposed to be the draw. But is he really?
And what did AJ get the second fight? Like 70?
Bro, he got some retarded ass number, like 70 or 80. It's like two numbers out there, but they're both ridiculous numbers, bro, for a single fight. In other words, the numbers that he got out there in Saudi, they're close to Top Rank's annual budget from ESPN. That's crazy, bro.
And they did 1 point, like, come on, like, and nobody will talk about it. So they're that ego driven that they'll cut off their nose and spite their face. So they're gonna go take it to London when they could have got no risk. Top Rank Frank Warren. Let's take our 20% of 40 million.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the other thing is he probably looked at that money and said, oh, we could probably get a comparable number. Not even that number, because being honest, 70% of what they offer Joshua is still a lot of money. And he probably looked at that number and thought, oh, we could probably get that in the UK. So for that, we might as well go to the UK where I'll have all the advantages, because I still feel like he wants advantages, bro. I still feel that way. Like, I know that the money is a thing and the TV rights are a thing, but I believe that they're all working in tandem with each other. Like, obviously, Bob and Frank, they don't want the rights to that fight to go to their competitors, because then that's egg on their face. You know what I mean? Like, what if it ends up on Sky? Well, they're going to feel pretty fucking stupid.
But aren't Bob's fights on Sky over there?
No. See, that's the thing. Bob has the deal with Sky, Top Rank, right? They have the deal with Sky, but Frank don't. Obviously, yeah. Frank is competing with Sky.
He's on TNT Sports now. They're rebranding BT to TNT Sports.
There it is. And if you got a Frank Warren fighter, which is what Tyson Fury is in the UK, him fighting on Sky is not a good look for Frank. It's not a good look for TNT or BT or ET or whatever the fuck the shit is. It ain't a good look for them, because you would have thought that the fight goes to them. And I still feel that that's a thing. Don't get me wrong. But I also think it's an ego thing. Shout out to Beats, who's in the comments. I wish there was a spot for Beats to jump on. It's an ego thing. That dude that as much as motherfuckers talk shit on the internet, the fact of the matter is you feel some type of way that dude got 3 losses and people still rock with him. They don't really rock with you like that, bro. They really don't.
And who's to say, like, the Saudis ain't offering Usyk the same they were offering Fury? Like,
well, the other thing is, whatever they offered Usyk, he took that shit. So
yeah.
Hey,
Jules,
they
offered him, go ahead.
Drop the Addy,
come
coach.
on, man. I'm gonna fall back in the chat.
All right, bro. Okay. Yo, Beats, I'm gonna shoot you a link, bro. I'm gonna shoot you a link if you want to jump on, bro.
The link is for Beats.
The link is for Beats. It's for Beats. Hey, yo, A says, what was good ring and panel? Which fight would you guys want to see? Inui Fulton better be Bivol, Baumgartner versus Serrano, or Spence versus Ferrari? I want Spence versus the Ferrari.
We gotta run that back.
Yeah, real quick. Hey, real quick, if you want, you get DM them the link.
Oh yeah, I should do that more often. But I already posted it. Juan Luis says, when I was younger, I thought Walter Mercado. Yo, I really thought, manín, de verdad. Yo pensé de verdad, que he was like Gandalf, bro. Que he had powers and shit. Y poco a poco, I saw that este tipo un loco. This dude is a maniac, bro. You gonna do all that to tell horoscopes, my guy?
But he was getting paid though. But how many years was he on doing that shit?
Yeah, he was. He really he was motherfuckers don't understand that in the Latin American world, that dude was a phenom, bro. Like he was like. He's like Ricky Martin or some shit, but he didn't sing no songs. He'll just tell you your horoscope, but he'll do it in a way where it's magical and shit.
He was a Puerto Rican Doctor Strange.
Hey, he was in the end game every day.
Word, bro.
Oh shit! I never heard nobody.
In order to.
Oh shit!
Motherfucker had to sip a card to get into the multiverse.
Yo, but that's really what what if he is the Doctor Strange of all multiverse, bro?
So to tie that subject up, Jules, how do they spin this if this fight don't come off? It's because nobody's gonna blame Usyk.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Even though nobody's gonna blame Usyk, what happens afterwards is contingent upon who they put Fury in the ring with. And we know that it can't be Joe because Joe's about to fight. And Dubois, I just don't really feel like you can't swap out Usyk for Dubois. Like you can't.
No.
It won't. Like you could probably swap out Joe for Usyk because Joe is a wrecking machine. So you gonna get a fight where it's a fight. But Dubois, like bro, you lost to Joe, and you look like shit in your last fight.
Who's the most conceivable substitute in your mind, do you think?
That's the thing. I can't think of nobody, bro. To swap Usyk out, like say everything falls apart. Everything, they can't reach a deal, whatever. Beats, who would they put in there in place of Usyk on the schedule that they on? Because they said that Fury gonna fight with or without Usyk on schedule. That's what they said.
Well, look at it like, okay, who can they replace Usyk without the Wolves looking to disembowel their guts for not delivering the undisputed? It's Anthony Joshua. That's the only person. It's the only person. Everything goes down the crapper. If you don't fight for undisputed, it's got to be Joshua. Joyce is fighting in the copper box. Frank Warren has had him there for 3 years. He's fighting in the copper box.
I said that myself, Beats.
But Beats, Anthony's spoken for right now.
That's what I was going to say, Beats, that Anthony fighting that same month on the 1st with Franklin. That fight is made. So you really can't swap them out. Not based on the schedule. Like, that fight is done.
What about Ruiz?
You have to give Franklin $5 million or something, man.
You know what? Ruiz might be a possibility.
It should go to the mandatory, if anything.
Ruiz might be a possibility.
There is no mandatory.
No, but that's
Michael. What if I told you the mandatory is Wilder again?
No, he's not.
No,
he's not the mandatory yet. The fight with Ruiz is supposed to be to crown a mandatory, but I think that's what got that rumor started, though. That if you look at it, what's the point in fighting Ruiz? To become the mandatory? Okay, to become the mandatory for who? Fury. You see what I mean? That you can see how, if they offer him the fight, the question is, do you think he wants a 4th fight?
No.
Yeah, but before all that, Ruiz was one anyways.
True. This
FA is with Top Rank.
500K last year he asked for. 500K. He asked for Khalid. Right? And now what Derek Chisora is like, basically, Prince Khalid feels disrespected because they're different. Like, we're Westerners, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Beats
let Beats go. Go ahead.
Our sense of humor is totally different as Westerners, right? They're seeing that you've disrespected us from 2021 when you walked away, right? Then you asking me for 500 million? 500 million.
He did say that publicly.
Yeah, they feel disrespect. They don't take them serious. That's what it is, man.
And Drew raised a good point that a part of, or at least in theory, because we don't know for sure, but I could definitely see it because it seems plausible, that Len Blavatnik is a billionaire. A part of what could be facilitating the relationship between her and the people in that region of the world is the fact that, Len Blavatnik is a billionaire and billionaires know each other,
Right.
They're of that same
ilk. No, they're in business. Len Blavatnik, the owner of DAZN, the founder, the financier, and those Saudis, they own own the majority of Warner Music, so they already do business outside of boxing, outside of content. I think also Frank and Bob, Jules, like you said, they're just trying to stall Eddie, because all the non-big fights that go to over there, they're automatically on DAZN because the Saudis don't sell those rights.
Yep.
So
Beats, now that you here, I got a question for you. Yep. I've been getting this feeling that Conor Benn is being sabotaged. And I don't know if it's just my perception outside looking in, but AJ is not in a great place right now. He's coming off of 2 losses. We got to see how he looks. He's got a trainer. And then you look over at Conor and you say, well, this kid could be turned into some real motherfucking shit in the UK. And I feel like somebody's been trying to cripple him. Is that crazy?
Well, it would be a bit hard to say they're trying, because it was Varda who ain't based in the UK who popped him. But I think the board will crumble. Now the WBC have cleared him. What are they gonna do? You didn't pop him. UK didn't pop him. What are you gonna do really? You're gonna look at the dossier, proper English. Okay, Eddie, you win.
I mean, I see that, but I guess what I'm kind of getting at is there's just little things that I'm seeing that, like, for example, what happened with the purse bid for what was supposed to be Pascal versus Buatsi, right? Okay. I remember that, and I'm like, Frank Warren beat Eddie by about $100,000. It was by a marginal amount of money. I'm like, it's almost like you knew what he was going to bid. So let's entertain that. You knew what he was going to bid. Who would have told you? Who would have been privy to that? And I'm going to assume it would have been someone at the BBBOC. And I just feel like, there's something going on over there between Frank and them people. There's something going on. That's the feeling I get. There, like, this whole thing with Conor and how they keep focusing on him. It gives me the impression that, why Frank want to cripple him? Because Frank Conor could be some shit in the UK. If whatever's whatever with AJ, good, bad, or otherwise, whatever's whatever. Who got all this shit? Hold on. Who got all this shit going on in the background?
Word.
Here's where I'd agree with you, Jules. Yeah. Here's where I'd agree with you. Right. Like, that Conor Benn case, right? That fight was going through until that mole. Where did that mole come from? Because it wasn't just somebody off the street who sold it out to the Daily Express or whatever website. Someone sold out the story. And then when you look at Tawks Sport, right, which is probably the biggest, right, outlet who cover boxing, it's bigger than IFL TV. It's huge, right? They just hammer Eddie Hearn. Even today, they hammer him. Conor Benn, AJ, and Fink. They hammered him consistently. Simon Jordan and Spencer Oliver, who AJ used to be in the same gym in Finchley, right? Knows his dad. Spencer just turned on AJ. And he's such a little turncoat, right? When he was with Gareth Davis, he was pretending, AJ's my mate. It's Gareth Davis. He always got something to say about Tyson, and he's such a turncoat. They just turned on him. So, there are definitely conspiracies.
There was something about Simon Jordan a couple of months ago trying to get into boxing. I remember reading a story that Simon wanted to get into boxing. And, obviously we haven't seen Simon do anything in particular in boxing per se that he got into it. Or is he in bed with Frank? Is that possible that he's in bed with Frank? Maybe he's invested in Queensbury or something. Because I'm like, bro, the way you go after Eddie and the way you go after Matchroom, right, or anything associated with that, remember, he the one said, DAZN's content is crap. I'm like, bro, no, you're not a boxing fan, so ain't no way. Bivol versus Ramirez is crap. That's what you're telling me, that Bivol Ramirez is crap, that Cordina versus Rakhimov is crap. That's what you're telling me.
Laura versus fucking Warrington's crap.
What would that make BT's content? If that's crap, what would that make BT's content?
That's what I felt like. I didn't want to jump on it because I'm like, look, I don't have the UK perspective, so I don't know if I can speak on this and give an insight. But I'm like, dog, you telling me Cordina versus Rakhimov is crap, Wood versus Conlon is crap, Chocolatito versus Estrada is crap. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to look at the fights like, okay, maybe Simon don't really care about the girl fights. So I'll take that out. Let me just look at all the other stuff. And you telling me...
you can't take the girl fights out. Whenever Sky talk about their last year, they talk about Shields and Finn.
Ever since Eddie Hearn like rebuffed him for an interview, like he's been getting even worse. Like the hate got more intense. So I feel like maybe Eddie knows something that we don't. Like maybe he knows that he is basically acting like Sky and BT's media arm, essentially.
Listen,
that's how I feel that like he's doing that for Frank, because it's like, bro, the way you coming at them, you don't even sound like a boxing fan. You sound like a competitor.
It's not even
close. Was if that was Conor knocking out Eubank, would he be the second biggest draw?
Oh yeah. I mean, even Liam right now, like, is getting courted with offers everywhere now. He's got a fight with Johnny Beck. Billy Joel wants to fight him. So
like I go with your theory. There's someone in the middle. Because the Eubank team didn't want to fucking leak that, because that was a huge fight. So
Eubank wasn't the what's compelling is that Eubank wasn't the one that stopped the fight from happening. He didn't say, no, I'm not fighting. He knew about the adverse finding and didn't say, no, I'm not fighting. And even after that, I noticed his demeanor after shit hit the fan and everything is out, that he didn't seem the least bit bothered by any of it, you know? He was even talking about, I'll still fight him if they reschedule. That's the kind of shit. So I'm like, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. He wanted this fight for the bread.
Beats, is that safe to say that was close to a 700,000 million pay-per-view buy over there?
Oh yeah, easily.
And like you said, Jules, like
a million.
How it looks is they just don't want AJ. They don't like that Hearn's going to have all these cash. I got Canelo. I got AJ. I turned Conor Ben into a cash cow.
And that's the vibe that I get. That they I feel like someone who would know over there. They knew the commercial value of that fight. And they knew what it would mean moving forward. And even though they can't stop Conor from coming back, which I think we all knew, like Beats knew it, you can't keep him out forever off of this.
Well, that would make sense though, because all the other promoters kind of been ganging up on Eddie for a while now. You know,
yeah.
I mean, we've seen it. We've definitely seen it. So I mean, I can see them doing something to him.
I feel that the end game of that. Not only do I feel that there was someone. And at first I thought it's got to be Eubank Sr. If anybody is averse to this fight taking place, at first I thought it's got to be Eubank Sr. because he has been averse to the fight happening and he would be privy to the information it takes to stop it from happening. But the more I look at it, I'm like, bruh, somebody didn't want this fight to happen. And it's not just that. They don't want Conor in the UK. That's how it, like, they don't want him there because they know where he could be there. That, you know, you can't stop him from boxing. He could go anywhere in the world and box. And don't forget, Conor speaks Spanish. He could go to Mexico and fight.
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
The dog, but like they were set to make fucking 8 figures with that pay-per-view, Beats. If I'm just doing a conservative math, that was a fucking huge fight.
That's right. It's considering there ain't no sanctioning though attached to it. That's
Beats. Do you think his marquee value will ever recover? Ever get like
yeah. I think this will make him actually more like notorious. To be honest,
all Conor got to do is knock out a Mexican for the country's glory, and bam.
Listen, literally, like this shit ain't stopping nothing, bro.
Yeah,
Jules, tell Eddie to send a Mexican over there because the UK need to redeem some glory. Knock out one of these Mexicans for the country, bang.
You get him in there with a Riverside Rocky or somebody like that. That's like that because this is boxing, and I think that's what people don't understand. That you're always one win away from erasing everything, right? Motherfuckers ain't gonna care after. Oh, you got knock some motherfucker out. Let it mean some shit. Motherfuckers ain't gonna care it. Like, man, ain't nobody hearing about that egg shit. I eat it. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, listen, I'm gonna be real. It took me a long time to get to the place that I'm at. And I'm happy in that place. I don't give a fuck about PEDs, bro. As far as I'm concerned, they're all on PEDs. As far as I'm concerned.
They should do Conor Ben versus Harold Calderon.
Don't talk to me about PEDs while you sitting here with pom-poms for Tyson Fury. Ninja alone.
I got a question for you, Jules. Do you think Fury would go as far as dragging Klitschko out of retirement?
He doesn't have standards, bro. He fought Cesaro for a third time.
Yeah. But I love that Domino's UK fucking tweet though. That shit was fucking comedy.
Yeah, but that's the point that I'm making is, if in the situation that Fury is in right now, right? You kind of painted yourself into a corner, because the only substitutes that would be viable to swap out Usyk, they're not available. Joe is fighting April 15th. Joshua's fighting April 1st. Those are the only two guys to where if a Usyk fight collapse, you could fall back on that and it'll still have a lot of value. Well, no, you don't have those guys to fall back on. Joshua's fighting on the 1st. Joe's fighting on the 15th. If you don't do this fight with Usyk, what the fuck are you gonna do? Francis Ngannou?
They have to make a concerted effort to make this fight with Usyk. And like, if that means Tyson Fury's got to come off his high horse with his 56 with this, he ain't taking a 50-50 split, so be it. They have to make this fight, as far as I'm concerned.
That's how it looks. That like, maybe if the dates weren't where they were, you could pull this okie doke. But I'm like, I just can't see people continuing to make excuses. Even Gareth Davies, I think he was on Talk Sport, and I think he was talking to Spencer Oliver. Even Gareth said, like, yeah, if this fight falls apart, it's on Fury. I was like,
what?
Yes, I was like,
and then add that, Jules. If they don't even try in good faith to send Better Beef over there, that's another one.
Well, I mean, with Better Beef, and I already, I described that situation as best as I can, that you're not going to turn a 38-year-old Russian into a big draw in America. And I don't say that to be xenophobic. I'm just being honest that for the fighter and what's better for the fighter, the best thing you can do for Better Beef at this point is send him over there, let him get that money in Saudi Arabia, because you don't want to risk it in America. You know that. What, 2 Russians fighting for undisputed at light heavyweight? I love the fight, but being real, that's not a huge fight in America, bro. You're not going to sell mad paper. You're not.
It would probably be a bit Saudi.
If not Saudi, it'd probably be bigger in the UK, to be honest.
And even that, because you're talking about 2 Russian nationals, it's like, bro, the best option, let Matchroom do it on their dime, or let the people in Abu Dhabi do it on their dime.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi.
The people at UAE, they're friendly with Russia, so
yeah.
Let them do the shit. And at minimum, if Artur loses, which I talked about in a video I did, that look, for Top Rank, it's actually beneficial because you don't have no alternatives. You don't have the only alternatives you got is one, a Matchroom fighter in Callum Smith, and you got to hope that it goes to a purse bid, and then you got to hope you win the bid, which means you may have to overpay. That's your alternative. That's it. For doing that, just send the motherfucker to Matchroom. If he loses, that changes the deal structure, and you don't have to pay him as much moving forward. But if he wins, he comes back a hero, and you have full control over 175. Everybody has to come to you.
Julius, think about that right now, Jules. Think about what you just said. Eddie's basically telling him, like, look, Bob, you either lose money overbidding for Smith, Beterbiev, or you make a few dollars and let me do the fucking fight.
It's common sense argument, bro.
That's all it is.
Just from a promotional point of view, this fight has it's similar to the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford fight.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the gimmicks and the lies. I'm talking about you just spend a lot of time and money building this guy as a unified light heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to put him against arguably the best heavyweight heavyweight on the planet, and he's probably going to lose. So for Bob Arum, I spent all this time building a guy to feed them to your guy. At least I have to do this fight on my platform.
Yep. Look, I would agree with you, Leo, but this is the thing. The alternative to doing the Bivol fight now and sending him over, it's also an expensive alternative, and you have to look at it that, okay, we're going to try to do the Smith fight. So how's that going to happen? We're probably going to end up going to a purse bid, and we're going to end up having to bid against Matchroom, which means this could be expensive for us because they want the fight too.
You hear what Eddie said as well? Like, he said, we might actually see Bivol versus Boatsi and Beterbiev versus Smith all under one roof. That'd be crazy.
Oh my God, that would be fucking ridiculous, bro. That would be ridiculous, bro. And the other thing is, it's like if I'm Bob, if I'm in Bob's shoes, which is why I keep saying this, the way that I would do it, I would send him over. I'm like, bro, we're not gonna pay. Think about it. Bivol has options that we can't give him that. I mean, Bivol, he's got Canelo as an option and Buatsi as an option. We don't actually want to pay for this fight unless we have Bivol under contract and he's one of our fighters, and that's obviously not the situation. He's with Matchroom. The best alternative for our fighter is to send him over because we're not going to pay him what Eddie's going to pay him. We're not. And we're not going to pay for that fight between Better Beef and Bivol what them people in Abu Dhabi would pay for it. So let's get a cut out of this. You're outsourcing everyone else. That's what you're doing. You got Michaela Mayer fighting at the Copper Box, bro. All right? What the fuck is she doing over there?
Julius, there's any possibility that Bob Arum pulls Devin Haney that offers some people a multi-fight deal to fight for the undisputed championship?
I can't answer that question because I don't know what his contract situation is. I don't know. Is how many fights does he have left under Matchroom? How many? And two, the other situation is his management. When they look at the value, irrespective of what he says, when they look at the value of a Buatsi fight that segues into a Canelo fight, it's a no-brainer. The only thing you can offer us that we want more than some money for a Canelo fight is Better Beef. We'll change the plans for that if you give him to us. We'll change the plans for that. But that requires Bob to play ball. And I'm like, Bob, you ain't got no reason to be hanging on to this guy, bro. It ain't like he's selling 20,000 tickets at Madison Square Garden. He's not.
Yeah, that's right. He's not a Koto or anything. Yeah. That's right. So, hopefully they get this undisputed fight on, man.
It's the most cost feasible alternative that, like, yo, Bob, let him go. You never know. He might win. And if he win, he comes back a hero like Jose Ramirez did. You sent him over there when they offered him a fuck ton of money. They offered him $4 million, in excess of $4 million. You know you wasn't going to give him that. So let this motherfucker go over there. Let the chips fall where they may. But don't get in the way, bro. Because you got other shit you got to do. Other motherfuckers that, you know what? Maybe we need to focus on these young guys, these young American guys like Carrington, like Torres, like fuck, I forgot his name, Keyshawn Davis. We need to focus on the guys that could be groomed to sell tickets in America because that's our focus after all. Not no 38-year-old Russian at a time when we might go to World War III with Putin. That's even worse, bro. Like, how are we going to turn this guy into a draw, bro? The people in his country is aiming nukes at us. We're not going to turn him into a draw.
I mean, it's such a shame, man. If you look at this guy's fights, like Beterbiev's fights, and he's not a draw in boxing, there's something clearly wrong.
Well, with Better Beef, it's a perfect storm because the inactivity over the years, the stints of inactivity, the promotional issues and the injuries, that stifled his growth too because he'd have a fight and it'll be a good fight and everybody will like it, and then it'll be a million years before he fights again.
Man, even if with the inactivity, man, the Marcus Brown fight, the Yard fight, the Joe Smith fight, like the Callum Johnson fight. Come on, man. This guy's like a modern day Yaki Lopez, bro. Come on, man.
It's fun to watch, bro, but I talk about it all the time that America is highly xenophobic, and I feel that this is a crude example, the most crude example I can offer. Here you have a guy who's a quality operator. He's skilled. His fights aren't boring. He always gives you a knockout. But because it doesn't play into certain tropes, he's not a draw.
That's a shame. That's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
It is, but that's the way it is. And who got their mic on their chair? Because I could literally hear the reclining of the springs in the chair.
It ain't me, but that's funny.
I just wanted to. I hate to bring it back to Conor Ben, ex Benedict, but I just wanted to know what was the time frame, or did the BBOC of British Boxing Board of Control, did they have a time frame for a ruling? Because it feels like they've been sitting on this for weeks.
Bro, they're sandbagging it, and like Beats said eventually they're gonna have to cave because You didn't pop him. UCAD did not pop Conor Ben, and you adhere to UCAD. You don't adhere to VADA. And that's the other thing that's weird. Since when y'all started giving a fuck about VADA? When did that start?
So wait,
well, yeah, they didn't care about VADA when Billy Joe Saunders tested positive for the Andrade fight. They didn't give a damn about VADA.
They didn't care about. They didn't adhere to VADA's banned list when it came to that, and it was obvious that it's different. UCAD's protocols were different than VADA's, and they stuck to UCAD's protocols. Like, no, Billy didn't break any rules over here. So why are you so fucking worried about some VADA findings? You don't adhere to VADA.
So even though Conor, popped dirty with VADA, he didn't pop dirty with UCAD?
Nope. All his UCAD tests were clean.
Okay, so here's what I think is going on. It feels like, all right, that Daily Mail article that revealed the leak of his test samples from VADA, I think, to me, it is a PR nightmare for the triple BOC, and they kind of got caught with their pants down. And so they're kind of sitting on this one. It's like, nope, you gotta prove to us that you didn't knowingly take it, And so they're just looking like fucking idiots here because, like, you see, they've already passed this shit, They say, yo, let's go on with this, man.
The thing is that, okay, VADA works in tandem with the World Boxing Council. And if VADA is saying, and VADA's specialists and their experts and Margaret Goodman and all those nice people, if they're saying that, look, this doesn't prove that he knowingly ingested something, and if their research or their investigation or whatever they want to call it, if it shows that it could have come from egg consumption, you're innocent until proven guilty. You can't keep sandbagging him forever, and if you do this long enough, he could sue you, and he could win. You know that, right? You telling me I can't get a boxing license in the UK even though I didn't fail any of your tests. You want to use their test to indict me. Here's the problem. Their tests and their research says, yeah, this doesn't prove that he knowingly ingested a banned substance. You can't prove that he knew what he was taking. It could have come from eggs and it could sound like bullshit, but you don't have a smoking gun. It's not like you found EPO. If it were EPO, bro, ain't no way, bro. All right? It's not EPO. It's clomiphene, bro.
They have to pretend they're doing something. That's what it is, the board.
Mm-hmm.
They have to pretend.
It's public relations at the end of the day. But the UCAD,
They can't keep sandbagging it, though, because Conor Ben could literally, if this goes on too long, he could literally sue. Like, bro, y'all literally stopping me from getting a boxing license based on a test from a voluntary anti-doping association that you don't even adhere to. And he can bring up numerous examples. Like, bro, Billy Joe Saunders tested positive for a banned substance in America that's not a banned substance to y'all. Y'all didn't adhere to what they were saying over there. So why are you penalizing me? Because sue the shit out their ass, bro. You heard that shit, Conroy? I'm your lawyer.
You tell him, Jules.
Lawyer. You know what I'm saying? It's real shit out here. Like, that shit ain't gonna go on forever. If anything, look, and I literally said that. They're like, they can't stop him. He could fight in the UAE. He can fight in Mexico. He can fight in America while this blows over. And all the while, so long as he's winning and putting on performances that people like, so long as he's winning, he'll make that many more fans and that many more markets. Conor speaks Spanish. He speaks better Spanish than Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, he could fight in Spain. Wait, hold on real quick. Does the Boston British Board of Control, do they have any jurisdiction in Ireland?
No.
So he could probably fight in the undercard of KD versus Serrano.
Yeah, he can literally fight anywhere else. Like, while this blows over, you can send him to Spain, you can send him to the UAE, you can send him here to America, you can send him to Mexico, and that will allow him to develop fans in that many more markets, depending on what the matchmaking is, who he's fighting, and whether or not he wins and how he performs. But it's like, what I see from it is, I just get this feeling that somebody wanted to slow him down. That's what I see, that I'm like, somebody wanted to slow him down, because if he would have had that Eubank Jr. fight, he would have crossed over. He would have crossed over.
Hey, Jules, I Am Dave has an interesting perspective. He says, here's a different perspective. Mexicans sell tickets, and Eddie is just building stars by having them beat the UK guys with name value. He needs Latino fighters to sell tickets steady. What do you think about that?
I mean, that could be true in reverse. Yeah, I mean, that could be true for the American market, but that could also be true for the UK market and all the other markets that they cater to. Like Lara winning is not a bad thing, but it's not a great thing either. Okay, Lara won the fight. Is he going to get access to Conlon? No. Is he going to get access to Luis Lopez? No. Is he going to get access to Robeisy Ramirez? No. It would have been better. It would have actually been better in that particular situation. It would have been way better if Wood won for Matchroom, because then you could do Wood Warrington and that shit sells.
Yeah, it sells you right, but then like that's just fate.
What are you gonna do with Lara now?
No, what I'm saying is the way it looked, the fate of him spitting at Warrington, the way it ended. It ended. There's more storylines now. So
well, yeah, I mean that's
the macro. I think Eddie just likes the buzz. Like if he could just keep putting on good fights.
No, he can. Yeah, like you can do Lara versus Warrington 3 because of that. You can sell it. You can sell it. You can sell Wood versus Lara 2 also. You can sell it because Wood was winning that fight, bro. He was winning that fight. You just need to yeah, you just need to mind the left hook next time because he was winning that fight, bro.
Nah, you love that dirty shit of spitting on him too. I know you love that shit, Jules.
Yeah, but it's that, in other words, what I see with Lara, which is unfortunate, you have limited options because of the politics of boxing. Top Rank has more to play with at that weight than you do. You know, they can mix and match a lot of different guys that they got. They can make a unification match between the winner of Ramirez versus Dogbay and Conlon versus Lopez, and then they can make Dogbay versus Lopez, because I think I got Robeisy winning the fight, and I have Conlon beating Lopez. I'm not impressed with Lopez. Like, you just do a lot of flashy shit where fundamentals should be, and you look regular with Warrington. So it is.
I didn't realize things were that personal between Lara and Warrington, though, man. I mean, that was pretty, beyond the regular.
I mean, it's great theater seeing him like go on the ringside on top of the ring apron and spitting at him, and he just doesn't like him, like, because probably think he's a dirty fighter.
Well, a lot of people think he's a dirty fighter.
He is a dirty fighter.
He is a dirty headbutts and all.
He deserved it.
He's probably the most dirty out of everybody right now.
Well,
he's got a bad reputation. I'll tell you that. He does have a bad reputation.
Didn't Lara already beat him, though?
Bro, Lara destroyed him. And that's another thing. None of this would have happened if he wouldn't have ducked Kid Galahad. None of this. Lara would have been somewhere.
Why didn't he do that? He could have won that.
Bro, because the first fight was tight. The first fight, look, this is how weird it is. Galahad was his mandatory, right? Josh won the fight by the skin of his teeth, and if you ask certain people, he lost. And somehow Kid Galahad became his mandatory again. And then he was like, man, fuck that shit. Take that belt. And then he fucking fights Lara thinking Lara's a cab driver. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he went for a cherry picking. His fight got caught in the bus
stop. Wrong.
I was saying Warrington better stay the hell away from him. He's gonna get knocked into the next stratosphere if he fights him again.
Bro, he should have just fought Galahad for that shit. He unleashed this beast on featherweight, bro. He unleashed this. Like, this didn't have to happen. This happened because you ducked Kid Galahad. Just for Kid Galahad to get knocked out by Kiko Martinez, bro.
He had to release the Kraken, man.
Incredible, man.
Mick Collin versus Robeisy Ramirez. Because they'll do that one.
That's what I think it's gonna be. I think Mick, I'm just not impressed with Lopez, bro. I'm not like I think Mick could win a points decision, a tight one against Lopez, because fundamentally he's better, even if he's not a bigger puncher. Lopez ain't that big a puncher. Like, he ain't got one hit or quitter power like Lara, to where he could literally hit you once and that's it. Lopez,
I don't know, man. It depends how Colin comes back after that knockout.
Bro, Conlon been fighting, bro. Conlon fought 3 times last year, bro.
Yeah, but he ain't fought a Lopez, though. I think Lopez is better than any of the opponents he's fought, though. So
Jose was saying that Warrington and Wood have been hating on Mexican fighters for a while. I could see Warrington, but I couldn't see Wood, hating on Mexican fighters. I don't know.
Well, no, they did. They said, I'm going to clean your Mexican mess.
Oh, is that what they said?
That's what Lee would say.
Yeah, but that's because but they was doing that all week. I see.
No, mind it, but that's good shit. I love that shit.
Lara said Wood said that Lara told him that he got all the Brits running scared. So they've been doing that. Like, it's just been Mexico versus UK. That's the new shit. That's where it's at, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Like I'm with it. I like it. But
because
the
tribalism.
For Matchroom, it would have been more beneficial, wholeheartedly, had Wood won, because ain't nobody at 126 would have been a bigger draw than Lee Wood if he would have won. That's facts, bro. Nobody. Bro, BC ain't no motherfucking household name out here. You crazy? The only dude that could have rivaled Wood in terms of marquee value is the guy that he knocked out the ring, Conlon.
Mm-hmm. Because you could sell that fight. Well, damn, I just realized he can't come into the country either, right, Michael Condon?
I don't think he can. He hasn't been here.
Yeah, what's the last time he fought in MSG, man?
I'm telling you, all them fights he had was in Belfast, bro. The Mariaga, the other dude after Mariaga, all that shit was in Ireland, bro. I don't think he could come here.
I remember he used to fight at the fucking Hulu Theater wearing the fucking leprechaun suit, bro.
St. Patrick. I'm trying to tell you.
Bro, I think he's gonna smoke Lopez though. I think he's gonna UD him.
Wait, who you think is gonna win, Julio?
I think Conlon's gonna UD Lopez.
Me too. That's how I have Conlon winning it. I think it could be tight because the dude do hit hard and he take chances. That's what makes him dangerous. That even though he's not fundamentally sound, he does take chances. So if something gets in, it could be big. But I think Conlon is tall enough, poised, long enough that he could control him and win on points. I think he can control him because Warrington, look, we thought Warrington was going to just get incinerated, and that didn't happen, bro. I look at Conlon as being a little bit more solid than Warrington. I think he could win a UD. I think he can.
Yeah, and all that unorthodox shit is not going to work against a disciplined boxer. Like,
dude is an Olympian, bro. Like, I know he don't hit that hard, but he's an Olympian, bro. He could box. The main shit that fucked it up for him was he gassed out with Wood. You need to take stronger pads.
He's the Tony Harrison of that division.
I know, man. I think that unorthodox shit is going to be effective.
For real.
Hey, Hurricane says, what's up with all this talking coming from Josh Taylor saying that he would fight Tio in New York?
I mean, look, I don't know that Josh Taylor can enter into the country. He hasn't been here since the Ramirez fight. I know that late last week they did say that they were thinking about doing the fight in either New York or Las Vegas. So that's what they're talking about. But I'm just wondering, okay, can he enter into the country? Because he was MTK. He was with MTK.
Doesn't Bob have friends in high places? Like, come on, man. Go work out some diplomatic immunity.
Got friends in high places, and he get high in places. That old motherfucker stay smoking, bro. Motherfucker stay high.
But Julius, talking about Lara, does Eddie Hearn still have that shit in Mexico? That's
yeah, he has a card going down there soon.
Yeah, does it make more sense for Lara to fight in Mexico on that Eddie Hearn shit?
Ponlo tú, Leo, ponlo tú. ¿Qué dinero ellos van a hacer en México? Es el lío. Que el dinero en Inglaterra es más mejor que el dinero en México. En México, ¿qué van a hacer? What are you going to do at the gate in Mexico? What are you going to do?
No, I'm not talking about making money. I'm talking about giving Lara a profile. Because at some point, Lara has to fight in America.
Eso sí. Eso sí, estamos de acuerdo. Eso sí.
I don't see nobody on featherweight beating Lara right now.
Pero también, don't forget that Lara has made very good money fighting on the road. He has.
But Eddie has options on Lara, so maybe, Bob might outsource a Robacy or, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I'm just saying that if, for Lara, specific to Lara, not including what's better for Matchroom, all that stuff, but for Lara, it's been very lucrative, bro. It has.
Hey, Jules, I didn't see the Shields interview earlier today. Can you fill me in on it?
She talking, look, man, it's complicated because I understand what she's saying, that I get it. But you don't have nobody over here. You keep saying that she need to fight in America. Cool. Who gonna pay for it? Somebody gotta pay for it, bro. Somebody gotta promote
Jules,
it.
you're being too fair, bro. It's not complicated. Like, she's a great fighter, arguably the greatest, but she's being delusional. Like, that fight is not gonna make money here. You know what you have to do.
It's just that if I say it a certain way, people going to twist it because that's what they do with the shit I say. When I'm just being real, bro. You don't put 20,000 asses in Madison Square Garden with that fight. I know that. You don't.
Man, what about the Armory?
Nope.
Not even that?
The Olive Garden.
If they don't fight, you think Savannah will go after Franchon?
Absolute. Listen. That's all. I didn't want to bro shit on this live because I already did a segment on it that I'm gonna upload tomorrow. But in a nutshell, let me say this: Savannah don't need that rematch. She don't. That's the business. That's how the boxing business is. But she don't need that rematch. She don't. Raquel Miller would make more money boxing Savannah for nothing than she get fighting you for undisputed in America. That's how it is. Why? Because Savannah has a network behind her. It's not complicated. And them girls, you think they're going to want to fight somebody like a Clarissa Shields, who's a great boxer, so I'm not saying nothing bad. She's a great boxer. Do you think these girls that have something to lose, like do you think they're going to fight you for peanuts on a dollar? Tell the whole story. That's why Raquel turned you down, because the money y'all was offering wasn't right. Ain't nobody going to box a Shields for no peanuts, not unless you're talking about a journeywoman. A journeywoman might, but the people that's worth fighting, they're not going to stake their records on the line against you for peanuts. So something got to give. Like, I'm not saying that she can't. I ain't even going to say that because I don't see ESPN stepping up neither. I don't. And
she needs Ben Shalom she needs Ben Shalom to bail her out on her lofty dreams, man. You know what I mean? She can't
Julius,
do nothing without them.
explain to me, please, why Clarissa Shields doesn't have a TV network right now.
Can I look? If I say what I'm thinking, people gonna call me a hater.
Let me say it.
You go ahead, bro. You do.
Bro, nobody watches her. That's why. She can't sell. It is what it is.
She's not likable. She's not likable.
Well, I think that might be part of it. But people like polarizing figures. If she was a lightweight, she would be in a better position than she's now.
It's not.
That does factor into it, though. Her personality does factor into it.
Baum, for example, Baum is a pure boxer, right? Pure boxers characteristically have it very hard because their style is very patient, very methodical. Sometimes there's a knockout, sometimes there isn't. But what saves her? Very good on the mic. She can give you an entertaining fight. The Mekhaled fight was a very entertaining fight, but the Mayer fight was a thinking woman's fight. You see what I mean? It was a slower fight than the Mekhaled fight. What saves her is she's a very likable fixture, very good on the mic, very appealing in many different ways to many different people, and that helps for the marketability and exposure of the fighter. It's intriguing, like, oh, you want to see more. You know, after that Terry Harper knockout, it's like, oh, who is this? Yo,
Shields is the polar opposite in a sense because of the lot of stuff she says and does.
Yeah, because
she's socially awkward. She like holds on to the ghetto stuff that, okay, I'm from, whatever background, but you gotta let it go at some stage and move on with your life, man.
Bro, Savannah said it in that interview. She's just not humble.
And they tried to get mad at her, and I seen that, and it bring me back to something that I said, that all these people you see on Twitter, it reminds me of when Jadakiss dropped his first album and the whole hood bootlegged it, so much so that it was 1 million bootleg copies in the streets. You think that helped Jadakiss? You think Jada seen any of that money? All that bullshit on the internet is fake love. If y'all was for real, that Marie Eve DK pay-per-view, that shit would have sold. You bum motherfuckers didn't buy it. You know who bought it? Guess who bought it?
You know what, though?
Wait, I understand all the things you guys are saying, but I'm not going to mention the fighters because you guys do well. I see fighters more boring than Clarissa Shields. They throw less punches. They're less exciting fights. They are less appealing to the public. They talk more shit. And Clarissa Shields, I understand it in some ways why people say this is just hate. Because
it is hate.
Because there's a bunch of motherfuckers getting away with a lot of shit, and Clarissa Shields apparently cannot get away with anything.
Let me say this. If it were me, and I wanted to, not only would I sign Clarissa, I would sign her opponents. I would sign Raquel Miller. I would sign Jadeja Green. Those are super fights. I know if you make those fights, as much as people like to say bad things, it's not true. She's not always boring. That's not true. Gabriel's fight wasn't boring. That was not a boring fight. The fucking fight we just seen last year with Marshall, that wasn't boring.
Oh.
Her and Raquel got beef. I'm telling you, if you put them in the ring, you're going to get a Fight of the Year candidate. But you can't just invest in one fighter. That's the mistake that Showtime made. One at a time, fellas. That's the mistake that Showtime made. You signed Clarissa and you didn't sign nobody else. You didn't groom anybody for her to fight. So if people don't know who the person is, who gives a shit? What Clarissa should be getting, what I would pay Clarissa, her minimum, I'd put her minimum at about $400,000 because she is an undisputed champion, but she's not a big seller. So middle ground, $400,000. Middle ground, like, you got to work with me because you don't sell a lot of tickets. I'm trying to get you to sell tickets. You got to work with me. I'll give you more than Showtime was giving you, but you got to work with me, all right? We trying to get there. If it's me, that's what I would give her. But look at who's over here. Bob? You think Bob gonna gamble? Michaela just lost, bro.
Let's say that's the thing. It's a good thing you mentioned Bob, because like the thing you just said, that's what Bob needed to do. With Inouye, he had to sign his competition. With Michaela, she had to sign her competition. You know, and now it's like it's getting to a point where, like, okay, now you kind of have to subsidize, you know, their fights to other networks because they have other fighters there, you know, they have to showcase. You know what I'm saying?
The truth is, yeah.
Well,
the truth is, yeah. No, sorry, let me just get this for a second, right? When you go back to Christy Martin and Bob Arum, she was on the undercard of Mike Tyson fights. You need, like, Muhammad Ali's daughter. She couldn't sell. Like Collins was saying, she put her on the Ring magazine cover and it didn't sell. She couldn't sell. Layla couldn't sell like that, right? Katie Taylor, who she got back in her? She was on AJ cards. I mean, Conor McGregor is saying he's going to back the money. How much was it again to put that?
500,000. 500,000 for the security detail for the stadium. 500,000.
Okay. She's had AJ, Eddie, and now she's got Conor. She's got people behind her. That's because she's accessible that way. She's, you know, she doesn't get in her own way.
Well, also let's.
Well, do you think Clarissa's going to fight on an undercard at this point?
Let me make this point real quick though. See, here's one thing with Shields. I mean, she does get in her own way, but she's shown us that when she wants to be and chooses to be, she can be a very respectful, very cool person, very down to earth. But you know, there was a moment after the fight where she was really cool and respectable. And I enjoyed that about her.
But all right, now one at a time.
She gets caught up in stuff, and you know, starts running her mouth on other things, and she hurts herself by doing that.
I'm not gonna do that because that's bullshit. The truth is that Clarissa's problem is fake love. For all the bad things that people want to bring up, one at a time, fellas. For all the bad things that people want to bring up, that's bullshit. The real problem is, you are not the people that should be in your corner are not the people that are in your corner. All that shit you see on Twitter is fake. All that shit you see on Instagram, that's fake. Those people ain't worth a damn. That's all talk. You need people that pay. That's the problem. These motherfuckers is fake, and that's the problem. And what I see is, you know what? I don't think you should have to change who you are. If that's who you are, be who you are. There are enough polarizing figures in the sport of boxing that have successfully played villains and made money as a result. All right. It's the main thing is the people that need to invest in an American are not investing, and that's the problem.
Okay.
Like that's what I agree. Like I think the whole shit about her personality and her, like, you know, running her mouth, I just feel it's overstated because, like, listen, this dude Tank is on video beating hoes up, and he fucking does well at the game.
Tank
I mean,
is
like,
a man. He's not.
Yeah, but it's still, bro. Like, he does egregiously terrible shit and still does well at the game. Tyson Fury is worse than Clarissa Shields, and he still does okay at the game.
Let me say this: it's not that Tank is a man. It's that Showtime made the investment, is making the investment in that fighter that they didn't make in Clarissa. If I got to put my finger on it, what's the problem? Is it because James Ali Bashir got punched in? No, it's not. That's not it. The truth is, y'all don't put the effort. Y'all half-assed it. When y'all had her, y'all was half-assing it. Like, oh, we'll get you some fights.
So what, you think that sorry about my chair. It's a bit. It just broke a minute. Look, that's not encouraging Showtime to get behind her. Her relatives.
It doesn't do her any favors. It doesn't. You're right.
Hasn't helped her.
I'll tell you what. If it were Eddie Hearn promoting Clarissa Shields, I promise you, she would. If he would have got her, like let's say he would have acquired her the way that he acquired Alicia. By now, where would she be right now? She'd be a star right now because Alicia's on the verge. That kid's a star, bro, and it's only been a year. She's a star, bro.
Yeah. Bro, but also here's the point where Clarissa gets in her own way. Look at what she's been saying about Eddie Hearn over the past couple of years. Like
that, yeah.
Do you think Eddie Hearn is gonna want to be like, okay, yeah, I trust you to trust me in helping you make life-changing money?
Nope.
I do agree with that.
I do. Eddie's a businessman. He doesn't get his emotions involved.
No, but I'm saying Clarissa's like openly like said she fucking hates Eddie Hearn, and I doubt that she'll be the one to ever do business with him, unless she absolutely has to.
She's gonna stay broke forever then.
I mean, the way I see it, and you know, I'm still gonna upload it because it's a more condensed version of the conversation that we're already having. But in a nutshell, Savannah doesn't actually need you. Like that's a joke. When I read through that, and I'm like, see, this is the problem. When you surround yourself with these kinds of people, or when you listen to these kinds of people that are not telling you the truth, all right, you get a false representation of what things are. Savannah doesn't need a rematch. Are you nuts? She has Sky Sports behind her. That's a major fucking network. They can get her Raquel Miller. They can get her Aline Cedar-Rose. They could get her Hannah Gabriels. They could get her Franchon Cruz. They could get her Jadeja Green. They could get her Hamanette girl from Venezuela. They could get her a bunch of fights. They don't need to. They don't actually need to run it back. But my question to Clarissa would be, who's going to pay you? Who in America is going to pay you what you just made in the UK? Who?
Nobody.
Her consideration going back to PFL is why. You know.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Topic's not even paying for mayor's cards.
They've been investing in male fights over there. So how are they going to invest in us shit? You know what I'm saying?
Telling you. And I don't say that when I had a dude, I did a video about it and I brought up these same talking points and I had one of these mouth breathing motherfuckers that like, you too dumb to understand what I'm saying. This is not hate. This is reality. You need to promote it with a broadcast deal because how else are you going to bankroll the fights? It's not just the Marshall rematch. It's any fight with anyone. The reason Raquel turned it down was because the money wasn't right. You think an unbeaten fighter with a great amateur background is going to fight you for peanuts on the dollar? You ain't going to be able to secure no opponents because you can't pay them.
Right.
Motherfucker got mad at me. I'm like, yes, that's the fucking problem, bro.
Oh, yeah. Like, she's got a situation. The situation is the UK. That's where women's boxing is popping. So I don't see what her issue is. She's got a situation.
Yeah, are you going to lose money on a rematch because your ego?
When's the last time Joseph Parker fought in New Zealand?
Fucking 2 years ago, bro.
Right. I mean,
again,
because making boxing is
boxing is more progressive in the UK than in America. You know what I mean? They're more invested in women's boxing.
Joseph Parker has made mad dough, like from AJ, Dillian, Derek. All these fights have made him money. Like, even the Joyce fight, he got paid. You know what I'm saying?
He made, look, all these different, and see, shout out to Ebony Bridges. This is why I keep bringing her up. She understood. What the fuck am I going to stay in Australia for, fighting Australians, when the money for this shit is in Europe?
The UK. Yeah.
In the UK.
Even a domestic rival. She fought her in the UK.
But that's what Clarissa needs to understand is that the people, even if they might boo her, the people who are willing to pay to see her are not in this country. And they're not the people on Twitter that are defending you and capping for you all the time. They're in the UK. They're Brits.
I remember remember Winky Wright? How much time did he spend abroad developing?
Loads. He fought Steve Foster out here, Adrian Dodson. He fought loads of people. Ensley Bingham.
He was fighting in Germany.
He developed a respectable following, a respectable resume by fighting abroad. And it's a common sense argument that it might hurt. And that's what I think it is. That it's like, damn, dog, I could represent the country. I could win 2 gold medals. I could become undisputed 3 times. And these people not supporting me. You shouldn't let that be an indictment on you. That is an indictment on them. So what you need to do is turn your back on them. It's not complicated. Turn your back on all this talking shit, all this fake support shit. My fucking ass, bruh. My ass. Like, to me, it is ridiculous to, like, damn, dog. The lady did, man, shit. And for all y'all talking, all this fake ass arguing y'all want to do on social media, y'all don't spend a dime, bruh. Y'all ain't worth shit. Y'all don't spend a dime. Y'all all talk.
See, that's one thing that pissed me off about Eddie with Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter upped and located. He beat Bacoli in the York Hall. Mm-hmm. He beat Kuzmin. I think that was in England, right? Mm-hmm. He fought Povetkin in Saudi Arabia, and Eddie got rid of him because he drew. I didn't like that move, man. Because I saw Michael was prepared to do what it took, you know, and like it don't happen overnight.
Nah, but don't forget, Michael kind of shot himself in the foot because he didn't want to do the Hrgovic fight. Remember? After I remember that they cut him. They cut him around the time of the pandemic because everybody was hurting. They started trimming the fat. Should they have let him go? I don't think so. But they offered him an olive branch when that IBF eliminator came around, and they offered him Hrgovic.
That's after they got rid of him, though, isn't it?
It was after they got rid of him. But if it's putting you one fight away from a title shot, from a big payday, take it. What did he do? He turned it down, and he went to Triller.
They should get him back now because there's good fights that can be made.
Nah, he's about to fight Joseph Parker on Sky.
Oh, don't nobody want to see that.
I don't want to see that shit. I really, you know, and it's another example of what I'm talking about. Can somebody explain to me why he's not at Top Rank? This is the perfect place for him.
That is a good question because he could be food for Jared Anderson.
Dylan White versus Michael Hunter. You guys don't want to see that?
Yeah, listen.
I don't want to see that. I want to see him versus Jared Anderson.
Now you wait a minute, you motherfuckers. These motherfuckers signed Tony Yoka, a French guy. They signed Carlos Takam, a Cameroonian guy in France. Y'all motherfuckers are signing a lot of motherfuckers. I'm like, why is he not at Top Rank? He should be at Top Rank. Y'all got heavyweights. Y'all could build fights for him. Nah, he got to go to over here. It's like, yo, dog. And it's because I'm telling you, a lot of American fans, I'm telling you the truth, they ain't worth a damn. They ain't worth a damn because it don't make sense. That dude belong on ESPN, bro. When I see him, like, yo, I need to see Michael Hunter versus Jared Anderson 3 fights from now. I need that.
Or Johnny Rice.
He's with Usyk's people.
Yeah, now. Fucking shit though. How the fuck y'all signed Tony Yoka? And you know what the weird thing is? He never actually fought on the Top Rank show.
That's right. Michael Hunter's the Usyk 17 promotions fighter.
Yeah, now he is. Shit. How the fuck y'all got it to sign Tony Yoka, to sign Carlos Takam? Y'all was about to sign Oscar Rivas, a Colombian guy who's based out of Canada, but y'all don't sign the American heavyweight. And I'm not saying it's a bias. I'm saying in other words, I know why Top Rank didn't do it. I know why. The guy don't sell. Now the question is, why doesn't the guy sell? Oh, I know why, because these people talk more than they promote. That's why. These motherfuckers talk all day. They'll talk all day, but will they support where it counts? No. That's why.
I tell you what, man, the PBC Exodus, Mr. Chicken Morales said, anyone heard about Jared Anderson versus Charles Martin? Well, you know that Jared isn't going over there to fight him. So it looks like Charles Martin is going to be crossing over.
Bro, Jared Anderson, he was supposed to fight on the Fury White undercard, and he got injured. And he was really upset about it because he fucking knows that's where all the eyes are.
Bro, like if you a heavyweight, if you and Michael's doing it smart for the most part because I think he can beat today's Joseph Parker. I seen the Macy fight. I'm angry. This is a boring fucking fight, bro. Jesus Christ. Joseph is just warm oatmeal. Michael should be able to win that fight. It's the fashion that he win that fight. But the other shit is a lot of shit in America, which is really the commentary piece I'm getting at, is that a lot of shit in America is fake, bro. I'm sorry. Yes, it's the truth. It's fake. That's why so many people are resentful of Canelo Alvarez, because he do got people that support him. They back him. Go in there with a John Ryder. It don't be. That's our guy. We gotta hold him up. We gotta carry him. We gotta support him. And that's why there's a resentment towards that fighter. Because look, for all this bullshit, y'all motherfuckers talk about some Andre. That man ain't never put up no ratings for nobody. But y'all talk about him like he God. Where are the numbers, bro? Where are the people when it
The only
counts?
thing Andrade has over John Ryder is that he's unbeaten. But
That's
John
it.
Ryder's fought the better people.
And motherfuckers will get mad at you for saying that. Like, how you that passionate about Andre, right? Pete, that passionate about Andre, you gonna spend 5, 6, 7 to 8 hours of your day on Twitter defending Andre, dying on that hill. But when push come to shove, he don't sell tickets. You are fighting the wrong battles. And I know why. Because you're a fucking bum. It's not complicated. $35 for Clarissa Shields pay-per-view. Y'all don't have that? The fuck going on? The fuck is it's not even $80. It's $25.
They spend 140 characters on Twitter talking all this shit. They can't think past their fucking skin color.
What don't make no sense.
What was the pay-per-view numbers on Showtime?
Bro, nobody. That's
abysmal.
They spend all their money on super chats for these fucking hating ass YouTube channels that Crawford called out.
That's what, and it's
they do that when
you dropped your whole rent to Ego because he was shitting on Crawford.
Yeah, I mean, like shout out to my man Boxing Gems with some of the best breakdowns on YouTube. Appreciate you, bro. Antonio Luna says if Arum wants nothing to do with Shields, what does that? Yo, see, Arum is not dumb, and a lot of people. This is the thing. A lot of people will look at that and say, "Oh, A, B, C, and D." But remember, he got young gunners that are appealing to other young gunners like Shushu Carrington, like Keyshawn Davis, like Shakur Stevenson. So it ain't what motherfuckers think it is. It's that he going to look. What can I do with this person? What can I do? How do I get them to sell? Now, they don't have the imagination for women in sport. I have to concede that. They don't have the. See, you would need somebody like me over there, and I promise you, I'll make you a fuck ton of money. But they don't have the imagination for that. But it's basically they know what I know. Push comes to shove. These cats ain't going to show up. Push comes to shove. That's the problem. And that's not Top Rank's fault. That's
Look, man, they gas her up.
Thank
all
you
the
for
black,
saying
all the black dudes over there, yeah, whether they're PBC or Andre Ward, Clarissa Shields, she's great. She's the, well, you know what I mean? I ain't seen none of you put up the 100 grand. I mean, you got bread, man. You got bread. Connor put up the dough for Katie. Let's see you put up the dough.
Keep that stamps, bro.
Listen, Beats, I want you to post the video that you did about this subject, because I seen Beats' video about it, the Conroy is stepping in and the real solidarity. That's the problem. The solidarity, what passes for solidarity in America are Twitter comments.
Yeah, it's lip service.
I love this whole thing. As delusional as she is, she's getting humbled because she's going to have to go over there to get the kind of money she wants.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't use that as an indictment on her. I use that as an indictment on them.
It's an indictment
on Nobody say nothing. The woman went to the Olympics 2 times and won 2 gold medals. The woman I know the ins and outs of it, but what I'm saying is she's holding up her end of the bargain. You need me to win. You need me to be dominant. I am that. So what's missing? Y'all fake. You fake.
Bro,
all that shit on Twitter.
Look at Johnny Fisher. Look at Johnny Fisher. People think he's a meme. He gets real love. He gets real support from his
They
town.
follow that dude to support him, bro.
They show up to his dad's house eating Chinese food. Like, yo, let me buy a ticket. Like, he has real. That's real organic love.
Real love. That's real love. And all you got to do to show love in America, just say some nice shit on Twitter. Let's
keep it real. Executives and people that are outside of boxing that deal with boxing people, they don't like her.
Yeah.
Basically. In the way that I'm not talking about the persona on screen, Joe. I'm talking about the person that does business. There's a reason Top Rank.
Listen. I would believe you, but Cardi B is on camera talking about drugging motherfuckers and stealing their shit. So no, it's not that.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's not.
It can't be
that.
that.
Wild.
Katie Taylor's fight, man. Katie Taylor's next fight.
Does that stop her from selling? No, I'm telling you.
You know why?
Telling you, no, wait. I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it. The least important contributor to boxing is the Americans. Least important. Why? Because when push come to shove, where are the people? Where are the people for Jermall Charlo? Where are they?
I'll
Where
tell
are the
you,
people for
when it comes to
Demetrius
Clarissa,
Andre? Where are they?
The cost-benefit analysis of dealing with her shit is not worth the return.
And
Cardi
I'm sorry,
B,
but I don't believe that. I don't believe
numbers
that.
say,
Because there are worse
Cardi,
people. There are worse people that have done worse shit that are getting money because somebody supports them. So what's really missing?
Can I just say this real quick? You know how you guys said that, okay, Katie had to build her fame off the back of an AJ fight, right?
That's not true.
It's not true?
No, that's not. Look, bro, I'm telling you that Katie came out of the fucking Olympics with a big ass follow. They was following her for all of that.
All right.
That's who came over. That's the shit with Katie is, yes, was it a gamble? Oh, yeah, Eddie had the gamble because remember, look, think about 2016. It wasn't then what it is now. So Eddie did have the gamble, but she had the people behind her to make it willing to gamble. Like, yo,
right.
she have a following.
Okay, so because my point is real quick. I'm sorry, Beast, real quick. My point was, it's like if when Showtime had her, right, when they had retained the services, if they were smart, they would have put her on the fucking undercard of a Wilder fight. That's all I'm saying, you know?
Well, I'll say this. I ain't even gonna say on the undercard of a Wilder fight because look where he at right now.
Yeah, nobody watch it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Showtime just sucks.
I mean, prior to him losing the belt, I just be more succinct.
No, because he crashed. Like if you think about it, like Wilder shit. That goes back to my main point. That was an illusion, bro. I said that like at the height of his popularity, that was you couldn't do nothing without that Englishman, bro. You couldn't. You didn't. When they put you on pay-per-view with Ortiz, what you sold? Nothing.
I'm going to challenge you.
There you go.
I'm going to challenge you on that, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? Before Anthony Joshua, Eddie weren't doing nothing with women's boxing. When he signed Katie Taylor, there was several photo opportunities where Katie was with AJ. She fought on some of his undercards. I'm not saying she wouldn't be big without him. I'm just saying not as big.
No, I'm saying that he did gamble. If you're saying that he gambled, yeah, I agree. He gambled. But she gave him a reason to gamble. The following was there. Understand that I was in America when I heard about Katie Taylor. Understand that the reason I started watching from the get is Katie. I kept hearing about her. And then from hearing about her, then I heard about Clarissa. But it was because I was hearing about her. Like, oh, Katie's going pro. Like, who the fuck is Katie Taylor? Why the fuck do I keep hearing about her? Then I seen her. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? That's what got me watching. When Clarissa was fighting for the medals in America, did you think she was getting coverage?
I think she was.
I didn't hear about her, bro.
I did. You know, so maybe okay, our experiences are different, you know, in terms of exposure with the women's game, but I believe she was, and I think that Showtime, I think, missed an opportunity right then and there to strike where the iron is hot. You know what I mean?
Well, they signed her, but like they signed her, right? But, and this goes back to the argument I made before. When Top Rank has a guy, they got a couple of guys they're going to put him in there with. They know. Got a couple of guys that you're going to build them up. So if I would have signed Clarissa, I'm not just going to sign Clarissa. I'm going to sign Raquel Miller. I'm going to sign Christina Hammer. I'm going to sign Franchon Cruz. These are going to be your rivals. I'm building all of y'all up. Why? Because y'all don't cost nothing. What you have wasted on some of these guys like Leo Santa Cruz, you could have paid all of them. It wouldn't have costed you as much. And you could have built them up so that by the time they do fight, it's some bread in it. But you signed one fighter, one, and her opponents, nobody knew who the fuck they was. So there's no demand.
I wanted to hear what Drew's point was going to be about Clarissa, though. I wanted to hear what Hey, Drew.
I forgot. I got caught up in what Jules was saying.
Yeah, like if you look at Top Rank's layout at 135. You know, you got your Haney and your Lopez and your Comey and your Beltran and your Stevenson and you know what I mean? Like you got your shit. Like we good. do all type of shit down here. We got all type of shit. Got some shit at 40 too for when this shit, when this shit start to run through, send a motherfucker up there, do some shit for him up there. You know what I mean?
Like to your point, is Clarissa worse than Teofimo Lopez after all the shit he pulled with Triller, being hard to work with, the whole shit after that, his personality? Like, to me, it's not that. I think Showtime definitely held some responsibility in the beginning. And I think that Clarissa, if she maintains this sort of, one-way attitude of I'm not going back over to the UK, she's just hurting herself, honestly.
I think they did try with her a little, though, at Showtime, didn't they? They did try.
I think they tried, but they didn't. I think they half-assed it, is what I think. That you tried, but you half-assed it.
That's like Showtime, though.
Eddie didn't half-ass it with Katie. He treated her like, okay, we're going to treat you. We're going to put you in fights. They're not going to. The audience didn't know that. But I knew that. Are you going to put her in there with Vellante?
Okay. You know what's the one thing I kind of noticed in common? Okay, you got like Shields and like Tank and Andrade and a bunch of them fighters. They all stick together, right? But the one thing they all seem to have in common is a lot of the people don't come out and support them as much. And it's kind of sad that, you can see that. You know what I mean? Because from the American boxing scene, people should be there to support them if they're our country's fighters.
Yeah, but then you have to get then you have to get into why does Jermall Charlo? Why specifically? Why doesn't he have a following? Because you don't fight shit. Andre, why do you not have a following? Because you don't fight shit.
Bro, I agree. If you don't even want to fight Zach Parker,
wait. Davis, you've been on pay-per-view 5 times. Why haven't you cracked 300,000 buys yet? Because you don't fight shit. That's the problem. Now, the problem for Clarissa, she does fight the good fights. She does. But there's 2 things working against her. Showtime, I believe Showtime dropped the ball. You didn't do everything you could have done. That's 1. And 2, people are more misogynistic in America than they are in Europe.
All right. So if you're going to say that, what more could they have done? Showtime?
They should have signed her opponents and groomed them as well, the same way that you signed a stable. Look, PBC has a deal with Showtime. Top Rank has a deal with ESPN. Matchroom has a deal with DAZN. Boxer, it's a whole stable. Showtime signed 1 woman and told you almost nothing about who she'd be fighting at these weights. They would just pop up.
That's the one thing, out of all of them, she puts in the most work, but yet she sticks up for them that don't.
All right. You say that Clarissa fights the fights, right? But wasn't the whole criticism about her, like her route to her undisputed reign was like she basically was a small fish in a big fish in a small pond. Like her competition was kind of lax in her weight class.
Oh, I mean, that's not her fault, though.
That's a fact.
Through no fault of her own. I just want to clarify.
Not her fault, but that's the other thing that they debuted. Katie and Clarissa debuted as professionals in the same year. That was 2016. Katie has fought 22, going on 23 times since then. Clarissa has fought 13. That's the other thing that you have to address, that nobody likes to say it because, you're hating. It's not hate, bro. There are not that many women to fight at that weight. There ain't.
Yeah.
It's a reality.
That's why I said that's something working against her. Like, I think if Clarissa was a lightweight, she would have a much better time.
And a much better pool. Like, Alicia got options galore. Like, there's so much to do. Sinicia has options galore. There's so much that she could do. And all those kids at 122, like Ellie Scottney, the kids at 118, like Ebony Bridges, Shannon Courtenay, Nina Hughes, Dina Thor's, all type of, and that's just the champions, not even counting other fighters that I know of, that if you put them in there, you're going to get a good ass fight. It's all type of shit. But the higher you go, and I said this years ago, the higher you go, the more shallow the pool get. The less fights you can make. Unfortunately for Clarissa, which is another thing, it's not her fault. She did her job. She beat most of the good fighters already. You beat Christina Hammer already. You beat Nikki Adler already. You beat Tori Nelson already. You beat Savannah Marshall already. You beat Marie. You beat almost everybody there is to beat. And worse, that the world wasn't watching then. So now what are you going to do?
Right. Now she's in a rock and a hard place because of her, of her success.
The only big money for you is in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got here late.
Like you're right. Like what they could have done for Carissa, they could have did for Andre Ward or Showtime with the Super 6 shit.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, she don't want to go back to the UK either, so that's she's shooting herself in the foot.
Yeah.
I mean, well, she can get the people to support her that she stays on code with.
Well, the only other thing,
It doesn't make sense, man.
She
Like,
has is to go back to
Ben
MMA.
Shalom,
Then.
sorry, Ben Shalom and Boxer went all out to accommodate her, and she said, "I want to stay in America." Like, that's ridiculous.
I don't
Go back to
understand it, B.
kickboxing?
I don't understand it,
Yeah.
B. I don't.
She may as well go back to MMA at this point because she's
She might. She might. That's not even cap. She might. PFL.
Well, if she makes it to the UFC, gets bread over there.
Not the UFC, the PFL. They pay better.
But like she has an opportunity to get signed by the UFC also.
If Muhammad Ali didn't have like America backing him, he would have fought in the UK. He fought in there 3 times. He loved the UK. Like when they stripped him of his license, they still recognize the board still recognized him as champion. He loved the UK. And like I don't get that. I really don't get that, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like millions of people saw you in the UK already. They saw you put on a great fight. Like, why would you want to come back here so fast?
I don't know. I don't know what.
It's blind patriotism.
Man, that's I don't want to get into that
patriotism,
shit. I don't want to get
into because it all boils down to ID poll. I'm this, so I deserve this. I'm this, so I deserve to fight here. I've been hearing this shit for a while, bro.
It's not
the same thing.
It's I ain't even gonna get into that shit. The point is,
you don't have to. It's just me talking.
You gotta. If you don't got no common sense, Mark Taffet supposed to have common sense. Dimitri Salita supposed to have common sense. If you don't have any, because you don't have any, you waiting for something to happen over here. It ain't gonna go down. It ain't. It's unfortunately, and I don't say that to be insensitive. I'm being real. You can whoop ass and get money in Europe and just keep whooping ass.
Yeah,
but
go where the getting is good, for Christ's sake, man. Do what you gotta do.
If you don't want to do that, I hope you happy with them Twitter comments.
She's an icon out here, man. She especially for the younger blacks, they love her, man.
And she don't understand that. Because I'm old, we old. For those of us that are not old on the panel, I am old. I think 10, 15, 20 steps ahead. If you stay over there long enough, these pieces of shit are going to get jealous. Keep making them jealous. Keep doing that. They didn't care about Wilder until they saw that AJ kid. They didn't give a fuck about him. And he's sitting right there the whole time. They didn't give a fuck about him till this AJ kid come around. Oh, now you want to, yeah. I'm over here, B. So y'all got some money for me over there? I'm over here, B, and I'm going to whoop all this ass. Ben, you got some money for me? Because I'm going to whoop all this. Ben is my friend. Ben want to give me money.
Put my homie Caroline on the undercards.
He's trying to find his way back to that 120 million.
She don't understand that. Like, yo, look, they can't beat you. You just took on the most formidable fighter in this division, anywhere in this division. 99% of the girls at them weights cannot beat Savannah Marshall, and you beat her decisively. Whoop ass again. Do it again. Then Ben, can you find me somebody else, please? Can I do some commentator work? Can I do something out here? I'm over here, B. Why? Because they got money for me over here. Y'all don't have nothing for me. Y'all got Twitter comments for me over there.
Yeah,
you know what?
That and a bunch of people will steal your fights. When you
the
get
problem with all that, it takes somebody that has 1, humility to recognize it, and 2, a competent team around you to tell you the cold hard truth of this is what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
I think a circle pulls her down. Like they keep her in that victim mode as well.
You think, Beats?
Like,
you think? We know, like
that's what I believe, man. That's what I believe.
Like the whole thing with the coach that got hit at the weigh-in, like she didn't condemn that.
Yeah,
like her. I like Clarissa as a boxer, but her team brings her down.
I'm just saying that at a time when ratchetry, and I'm not calling her ratchet, but for anybody who wants to bring that up, understand that in this era, in this shitty little country that we live in, ratchetry is celebrated. So that can't be the reason. It's celebrated. They celebrate all the bad things about ourselves in our community. That stuff is celebrated. That's not the reason. That's not the reason. The real reason is, look, these motherfuckers out here ain't shit. They ain't. I'm telling you, I can't stress it enough, which is why I don't like to argue with these mother. But I'm not arguing with you no more. You a fucking bum, all right? You a fucking bum. I'm not arguing with you. All that fake support shit, that's fake, bro. So what she need to do, and what Mark Taffet need to tell her is, yo, go out there, be out there, man. Fuck them. Be out there. That's literally what Fury did to the UK. What he said, I'm turning my back on the United Kingdom. I love Las Vegas. I'm like a star here. And he was over here getting it until people over there started wanting him over there. Like, oh, we love Fury.
Right. There you go. There you go. There you go.
You got to do that in reverse. Like, nah, I'm with Ben. I'm with Scott. I'm with Adam. And until y'all show me y'all got something for me, I'm over here, B. I'm not wasting time on y'all.
Yep.
Truth.
Common sense. Wait, remember, they didn't like him in the UK. Remember that? They didn't like him. He's a pariah.
Yeah.
And he left. And he left. And he came over here, did his shit over here, and then they was calling for him, come back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Motherfucker.
Okay, let me say this. Do you remember that famous interview of Muhammad Ali talking about what happened after he won the gold medal? That, okay, he went to, I believe it's Mississippi, Alabama. He went to there to get some breakfast, and with his medal on his neck, and they told them, no, we don't serve that kind of people here. And Muhammad Ali was, okay, I won the gold medal for you guys. This is glory for the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking this shit to me? So he was trying to lay down. There was a problem still at that time. But what Clarissa Shield was saying, like, okay, maybe there are sexism. Obviously, there is sexism in the in all the world, but you cannot put down legit reason why you are not successful at all the other guys, because if you're talking about accomplishment, the glory that Clarissa Shields has brought to not only women's sports in general to the United States of America, she should be the most famous, the most wealthy athlete in the United States.
That's very ideal, Leo.
What Savannah said was true. She should be the face of sports out here.
What I am saying, if people don't fuck with you, there has to be another reason, and the fact that you're blaming sexism to your lack of success, financial success, is a poor excuse, and you're being stubborn and you're being arrogant.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, in that situation, we saw what Winky did in his era. Not that long ago, we saw what Fury did. He came here and he focused on being here for a while before he returned over there. You know what I mean? She needs to do that in reverse. You need to go over there. They got money for you over there. They got money for you. And you know what you can tell them? If you're smart. Well, I'm not even going to put it on you because you're a fighter and you're good at what you're supposed to be good at. If Mark Taffet were smart, hey, you know what? She wants a tune-up fight, Savannah. You're saying this needs to be built up again? Okay. This is what you do for me. You're going to get me 2 fights. That's what you're going to do. You're going to pay me this. You're going to get me 2 fights. I don't find somebody. I don't care. Find somebody. I'm going to get money. You want to build it up so I can beat you again? Awesome. I'll beat you again. But I want money, right? That's prize fighting, right? Prize fighting. Get me some fights. I just want 2 fights while you build this up. You want to build this up again? I'll work with you. But what you don't do is this goofy ass shit. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid. There's nobody. You don't want to understand that. I'm not even putting it on her. I put it on the fake fans. That's who I put it on. Because it's like, bro, if I like a fighter, then I'll buy Crawford's pay-per-views. Yes. To support the fighter.
Yeah, but
not complicated.
You are right. The fans are. Like the bottom line is, you are right. If you're not going to get backed by the fake fans, and it's not just the fans, it's like the people who gas her up, like the Wards and the Wilders and all these big, like, you know, and do nothing for her.
Bro,
nothing
Floyd, perfect. the example that you gave in your video was perfect. Here you have Conor McGregor. He don't have to be involved. He chose to be involved for Katie.
Wow.
Floyd, you ain't you money Mayweather?
Wow, that's crazy.
Ain't he from Michigan?
Because that's
too?
true.
Ain't
And they
Floyd-
wear the same. They wear the same purses.
You literally from fucking Michigan, bro. You don't want to help? Nah, right? I know why, bro. I know. That's why I said turn your back on these motherfuckers. I'm telling you,
Bro,
they gonna feel some type of way.
You gotta put that. You gotta clip that, man, because that's real shit.
Conor didn't have to. Conor don't gotta get him. He chose to do that because that's real solidarity.
Yeah.
Solidarity is not bumping your gums. That's not
He's
solidarity.
really backing his own people. That's it. Period.
That's not fucking solid. You think Twitter comments are solidarity? You should have been asking yourself after the Marie, yo, where are the people? Why they not backing me? You know what? Y'all not backing me. I'm in this for me then. I'm not in this. I'm in this for me.
When Katie Taylor's fight with Serrano was being spoke about recently, right? It wasn't just tabloids. This was in Parliament. They spent time in Parliament over days talking about Katie Taylor.
Wow.
Now you got Floyd, Money, Mayweather. How much do you think, like if, in other words, look, B, the way I see it, if Floyd spent what Conor is down to spend, which is $500,000, put on a show for Clarissa to do your thing, you know, you could promote her. You know that, right? You could promote her.
Yeah.
This money getting machine, you could promote her.
Right.
Y'all motherfuckers. And he was praising her, and yo, dog, I almost vomited in my mouth. Because I'm like, yo, y'all really just got the shiny spoon shit going on. All the motherfucker got to do is say some shit. He ain't got to do no shit. You just got to say some shit.
Hey,
you see what Floyd said? Yo, y'all motherfucker, man.
Hey,
Bro, that shit is like some Caesarean assassination shit. Like it's fake people all around you.
The simple fact that you guys were talking about in Parliament is proof that you guys in the UK got it over us here in America as boxing fans, man. Period.
Yeah, that's Ireland. That was
who
that's
was the
Ireland.
they
That's
call?
Ireland, the UK.
That's
Ireland.
Yeah, that was Ireland. They was talking about it in Irish Parliament, but better still, it made it that far. And what I'm saying is, what I notice is these motherfuckers ain't about no action. When we start talking about action, like, yo, what are you really doing to support each other? What's really going on? Where's the action? Because all I see is comments.
See, but Carl Frampton, not King's Hall, he done big gates at them arenas. Barry McGuigan, 60,000 at King's Hall. When Barry McGuigan, and this is a featherweight back in the 80s, was fighting, I'm talking about 16 million people on terrestrial TV were watching that. You know what I mean? When he fought Pedroza for the WBA title, like 20 million people in Britain watched that fight. So that's support, man. And the Irish support their fighters, man. Like Dave McCauley, we're talking flyweights. Like mad support, man, for them fighters.
Bro, and that's why it kind of irritates me when we get to that subject to where I see individuals try to say things as if, oh, it's the media's fault. No, it's not the media's fault. It's your fault. I've been talking about this fighter for 7 or 8 years now, so it can't be my fault. I was one of the only channels talking about her fight, so it can't be my fucking fault. I've been supporting. Where the fuck were you guys? That's the real question.
That like comparison between Floyd and Conor is like, that really blew me away, because it really is true. Like there really is a lot of like fake love in the United States surrounding Clarissa in her career. Like they'll all like in her face tell her that she's, you know, this feminist sporting icon, but they won't actually back her in any substantial way.
They don't
especially Floyd, man, because you know
he could in theory. In theory, it's always a fucking theory. It's like Benavidez's resume. It's always a fucking theory.
And then Floyd wears the same handbags and jackets as Clarissa too. So that's crazy that he doesn't even want to like.
Okay, but Julius, let me ask you this. You're talking about the fans. I have the feeling that every time that Clarissa Shields sends her people to fight some fights, I 100% sure that every time those guys came back with an offer, Shields was like, fuck those guys. there's that money ain't right. So get me another deal. So what I'm trying to say here is Clarissa Shields has. I'm pretty sure that she has been pricing herself out.
Oh, I don't disagree, bro. I don't disagree with you, but that's why I brought up Mark Taffet. If she, whatever's whatever, you the manager. You supposed to manage. You supposed to. You supposed to. This situation, you're supposed to have a fix on it. And if it's me, it's like what Savannah said was true, but obviously she said it in a condescending way, so it's not going to be received appropriately. But it's like, yeah, somebody should pull you to the side and talk to you. Like, be real. You want to make money? Because we're not going to get money doing this. I'm just letting you know that if you want to keep going, keep going. But you're not going to get money doing this shit. You're not. I'm just telling you. We don't have nobody in America. We don't have a network. Who's going to pay for the fights? Forget about Savannah. You don't even have to give her a rematch. You don't owe her one. That's reality. You don't owe her one. But if you wanted to fight Raquel, for example, who's going to pay for it?
See, the thing is, man, she probably got it in her head that, you don't respect women's boxing, but Andre Ward had to get overpaid by The Rock to get a decent purse in boxing, man. Like that $5 million purse he got against Kovalev, he weren't putting that in pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
He wasn't.
So,
No, you're right. Yeah. Somebody has to gamble. That's the shit. Somebody. Let me read these super chats. Juan, Jules, did you watch Chavo del Ocho growing up? Nah, I don't remember. I remember El Chapulín Colorado, but I don't remember Chavo. Aaron said, I do not think that Shields wants to box in the U.S. She only making an exception for Marshall because she does not want to fight Marshall again. If I beat you down, then I do not want a rematch. I understand what you're saying, Aaron, but the money is the money, bro. That's the most money you finna get right now. That's being real. Like, ain't nobody else offering you that kind of bread. So can you really be choosy in that situation? If anything, leverage the situation. And you know what? Maybe that's what she's doing, for all I know. Maybe she's like, yo, y'all gonna have to pay me, so I'm gonna make it hard for y'all to get me back there. Y'all gonna have to pay me, because I already beat her. You know what I mean? But in terms of options, as weird as it sounds, because boxing is a weird sport, Savannah has more options. Savannah can fight Hammer because she never fought her before. She can fight Cedar Ruse. They're both on the rebound. They both lost their last fights. She could be built up to fight Franchon Cruz or maybe Hannah Gabriels. There's girls she could fight. Girls that some of them, you fought them already, but that's the point. That she has other options. She don't really need you to fight for a belt. She could go fight Franchon for a belt.
I prefer to see the Franchon fight rather than Shields right now.
Me too, because they go throw. I'm not that they didn't throw with Shields, but it's like Shields won, you know? She won. Ain't nothing to it. She won the fight.
Yeah, she won that fight. You know, the Franchon Cruz fight, Franchon should come over here, get her dough. She'd be paid very well. And that's a good matchup. That's
if Shadeja don't knock her out, because she might.
She might knock Shadeja. Franchon.
Nah. Her mandatory is this girl from New Jersey named Jadeja Green. And there's a chance that she'll knock Franchon smooth out. There's a chance. I'm not saying indefinitely, but there's a strong possibility. Okay. A strong possibility.
Are you for real?
When does that fight?
As soon as the WBC decides to order it, because she's already in position. They just got to order it.
Okay.
But do you really think that Franchon can lose against that girl?
Yes, because look, put it this way. I've been watching Franchon since she went pro. I'm not saying that she can't slow the fight down and box. I'm just saying that that's not what I've seen her do. I haven't seen her do that. When I watch a Franchon Cruz fight, she gonna whoop the other girl ass throwing punches and bunches. That's what she do every fight. She don't sit there just jabbing and I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna faint and
she's like a technical pressure fighter.
She that's what she put the squeeze on you. So if you try to put the squeeze on that girl with that shoulder roll and she bring over that right like she did the other day, could get bad.
Now I'm trying to see Shadeja and Savannah Marshall fight.
They go hopefully, but there's no precedence right now. That's the problem. Savannah ain't got no belt. Fucking Jadeja trying to fight for a belt. She WBC mandatory. She trying to get a belt, and she's in position for Franchon. So it's like it is what it is. Yeah,
and it's at 168, right?
Yep.
All right.
She was the one on the undercard of Amanda's fight that knocked the big woman out. Knocked her down hard on her ass.
Right? Tyson.
That shit, that was a Ann Wolf kind of right hand. Be like, put her right on her back pocket.
Wait, Julio, did I just hear you call him Dyke Tyson?
Don't do that. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble.
Bro. My fault.
Yeah, I mean, but it's some real shit. That
I'm
like
excited for the Floyd Chalmers fight.
I can't wait.
Dude, you know what made me laugh? They had a video of Eddie on there going, Floyd's fighting this Saturday and nobody even knows.
Yeah, maybe Clarissa. Maybe he needs Clarissa.
Yo, that's the funny shit that I am not going to spend not a minute of my day watching that bullshit. I am not watching Floyd versus Chalmers. What? What is this? And you know he got another exhibition lined up after that. Jose Aldo.
Wow.
Hey, man, there's a fight on Pro Box TV right now, man.
How about a subscribe?
That motherfucker is broke, bro. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Ain't nobody gonna keep a work schedule like that. Nah, son, that dude is pop. Period. You about to fight Jose Aldo?
You said it yourself. He's more active than a lot of fighters. Like,
bro, hey, what's the reasoning? What is the
you
reason?
know, with the rate of these exhibition fights from the retiree, they should make another Hall of Fame for like exhibition fighters.
Bruh, and the funny shit is for all these dumbass exhibitions you doing, why don't you just do one with Manny? That one would make money.
Yeah, tripled it.
It is so fucking stupid, bro. Like, just do one with him. That one will actually sell.
But would Manny be open to it? Because he still holds a grudge against Floyd for their first fight.
Of course, he'll jump on it. The first thing.
He wants it.
Manny started doing exhibitions because of that. Because he wants to get that exhibition fight.
Of course he'll do that shit, bro.
Wants that win back.
Floyd versus Superintendent.
Word. He's fighting a Simpsons character.
Like, yo, this dude, the dude that he about to, I don't know where they found this dude. You know what he looked like? He looked like that guy that's a comedian from the UK that he got the long hair. What's that guy's name, man? He got long hair. He took a lot.
Jersey Shore. They got him off Jersey Shore, this Chalmers, or Geordie Shore, one of them two.
That dude, he looked like that dude. He talks like this.
Oh!
Podcast on YouTube.
Dude, you know what I'm talking on the ropes. He lost his mouthpiece.
Bruh, I don't know where they found that dude at, man. I'm like, who is this guy, bro?
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But is he well known in the UK? This Chalmers guy? Beats? Shit. I think Beats fell asleep.
What's that with Chalmers?
Is he known? Is he known? Like, the people know him?
No. I didn't heard him until I think them Jersey and Geordie Shore programs had their time, man.
No.
No, he's not known.
I never even heard of that guy. Like, damn, son, at least you was fighting kickboxers before.
Man,
what the fuck is this, bro?
He probably found him in a local pub and decided to hire him, you know?
That's who he looked like, Russell Brand. That's who the dude looked like, Russell. He talks like this. He's got support. He talk real crazy. The dude looked like Russell Brand. You would be better off doing an exhibition with Russell Brand. He's more well known by and large.
Yeah, it seems like the novelty wore off with these exhibitions. Like, at first it was like, okay, Floyd's back, and then it's okay, Floyd's fighting a YouTuber, and now it's just like, who the fuck? He's just getting increasingly obscure.
You know what's really crazy about that pay-per-view though? It's the most expensive pay-per-view in the history of British boxing.
Wow. How much is it?
It's they're about £60 or something.
Yo, bruh.
For a Floyd exhibition?
Yeah.
How many Jaffa cakes can you buy with £60?
Yo, this shit is.
Boy, enough to get you a diabetic coma.
Floyd killed them. Look, I'll tell you what, because, see, they didn't do it right. If it was an exhibition with a 50 Cent versus a T.I., or a T.I. versus a Floyd, you can sell that. In in Atlanta, you could sell that. If it was, because they had beef before.
Yeah.
So if it was that, you could sell that. Or if it was like Van Damme versus Steven Seagal, hell yeah, you could sell that. But bro, who the fuck want to see Floyd versus Deji? Who? Must be Deji fans, because I don't want to see that shit.
They didn't even fight though, didn't they? They like called
No,
it
they
off.
did. No, they did it on the zone. They did it on the zone.
Oh, really?
I didn't watch that shit, but
where that fight got made
in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, but the fights in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, doesn't have a precedent on. It doesn't matter if the fight sells or not, because the Saudis are bankrupt, are paying for the fight. So if Floyd gets his money, it doesn't matter really.
Yeah, and that's like chump change to them.
No, I know that, but this fight that he about to have with Superintendent Chalmers is not in Saudi.
Yeah, did you see the seat maps? They're like every seat in the house is available pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, and then look, man. I think he kind of killed that shit. See, this is the thing. If you got other influencers versus other influencers, those individuals will want to see that, the ones that follow them, to see what happens. There's a level of intrigue for them, even if there's not a level of intrigue for us. But there is no audience no boxing fan want to see Floyd versus Chalmers. And I don't think people that watch Geordie Shore give a fuck about Floyd. They don't probably watch boxing.
Well, that's what I've been saying. Like the new generation, bro, like by and large, they don't watch boxing and they know even less of Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, like
thank God.
Who the fuck want to see Floyd versus these people? Like, I don't, and I'm a big boxing fan, by the way. I don't want to see that shit. What is that shit?
Don't get me wrong. I like Floyd, and but the fact that they don't know about it means they're not going to be going for these weak ass fights we're talking about.
Give me like Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj or something, bro. Like, I don't want to see this shit. Like, it's mad of a
I'll pay for that.
It's mad of a shit you could make that I would like. Yo, I might fuck around it like this weekend's fight. Yes, I do want to see Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. I am gonna buy that fight. I am. I am. I want to see that. I need to know how that go.
Yeah, I want to see if Fredo's gonna get knocked out.
But Floyd versus Russell Brand looking guy, like, where y'all? How do y'all even know each other? Who facilitated this, and how? Bro.
Hey, Simeon A is asking, isn't Deji KSI's brother?
Mm-hmm. That's his little brother. And I'm sure that if anybody was interested in that, it had to be Deji's fans, not boxing fans. Boxing fans want to see boxing matches. Being real, like, what the fuck I look like paying to see Floyd versus Deji, bro? What the fuck happened to me?
See, but at least Deji is relevant to the circuit, yeah?
Yes.
Because at least he fought on the first he was on the first influencer card with his brother, KSI. He's already fought Jake Paul. Deji, he got beaten by Jake. So at least he's been on the. I can understand that one more. But this Chalmers guy is like, wow.
But that's what it's like, yo. Look, the dude went over there. They did a pay-per-view. I don't know that any Saudis or anybody bankrolled that shit, to be real with you. I don't know who the fuck was behind that shit, because he's all over the place. And he fought his old sparring partner, bro, Don Moore.
Oh,
it's just getting worse. I'm just saying that it ain't no standard no more, bro.
Right.
Nobody never even heard of that. Bro, how you going to stage a pay-per-view and ain't nobody even heard of that man?
Next thing you know, he's going to be having a match with one of his kids' school teachers and shit.
He probably would have sold more if he fought. He probably would have sold more if he fought Rudy Ray Moore, and he's dead, I think.
Bro, like, maybe if it were Mandy Moore or somebody, but
Archie Moore.
Bro, how the fuck you charge? Like, and I think the pay-per-view was like $50. I'm like, bro, you charging people $50 to watch you spar your old sparring partner in an exhibition? Like, really?
Okay.
Demi Moore.
That's a
Demi
no-go.
Moore.
Yeah.
Let's go for what Floyd Mayweather is saying, because Floyd Mayweather basically is saying this: look, if I have these exhibition fights, I have to train maybe 1 week. I have to run a mile, do some Pilates and shit, so a couple of push-ups. I'm ready for that fight, and they're gonna pay me millions, and I'm gonna go out of the ring, and I go home and do some shit. That is what he is saying. But for me, the only explanation for you doing that shit now, after all your career, is because you're broke. That's the only explanation.
Listen, Leo, I'm with you, and I'm with you because you're not gonna convince me. For example, right? I seen the shit. You're not gonna tell me that somebody giving you what, like 10 M's or 15 M's, given the money that you've made in the past, right? And this is what sets the precedence. You were literally in the biggest pay-per-view of all time, biggest one of all time, and the second, right? And you can't tell me that you getting out of bed now for a couple mil. What happened to all that money? You really do for a couple mil? You getting out of bed. It ain't somebody else. You literally the guy that was in the biggest pay-per-views of all time. And the rate at which you're doing these things, it's like, bro, it's one after the other, like clockwork, one after the other. That dude is broke, bro. Yeah.
Hey, Jules, you missing a pretty good fight on Pro Box.
He was on. I follow this financial channel on YouTube too, called Earn Your Leisure, and he was on there about a month ago at their live at MSG, and he said his investment right now, his best investment, is bringing him in $300 million a month. Any dude saying that he's making that shit is not boxing, bro.
Bro,
and the look on his face when he's trying to talk to these financial guys, Jules, you know he looks a little. You know how Floyd gets insecure.
To me, look, bro, it's and I know I've made this parallel before, but when you do something long enough, you end up graduating, like Jay-Z did, like 50 Cent did, that they moved on to other mediums and other things in order to, make money, and they're doing very well for themselves, and that's the way it goes. That's how it is. I mean, for God's sake, Styles P just opened up a juice bar in New York not that long ago. You move on, and I don't see someone that moved on in Floyd. No, I just see that you're doing what you can, but it's almost like you have to.
I mean, to be fair, he does have a franchise of gyms, but they're not a lot of them.
I mean, I'm thinking that like it's almost like the Broner situation where Al has his money tied up somewhere that he can't access, and he like needs cash on hand.
That gotta be it, bro. Look, I know that it's a conspiracy theory, and I understand that, so it may not be true. But I do believe that it's the only explanation that ties everything together and makes sense. Al was using Floyd's money to bankroll fights on Fox after Fox cut the production costs. Like they weren't going to pay for any of those fights. And I'm like, well, who has enough money to bankroll an entire fight? Floyd. But Floyd probably doesn't have access to all his money. He gets it in increments. So Al probably used it for that. And maybe he spent some of it on bad investments.
Well, remember, he had a lot of legal troubles too, man. So he ended up having to pay fines and all kinds of stuff. I mean, so yeah, the well ran dry.
If we go with that theory, it's called lapping. What Al's doing, he's okay. I'm taking this money because I owe this guy, and then when the money comes in from that fight, I'll pay it to pay the next guy and the next guy, and just always trying to catch up when he's using other people's money.
Yeah, like he's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Bro, he was making Adrian Broner wash the dishes before he got paid. Like,
bro, he was
go mow the grass.
Go take the tires on all the cars in the parking lot.
Julius, you're talking about bad investments. Have you seen the 44/7?
Yeah, like I put the
his
link.
Whole life is a bad investment.
Yeah, I saw the video, Drew. Go ahead.
My buddy's was a professional mover, and he moved Floyd one time, right? And Floyd ended up giving him a $4,000 tip. No joke.
That's nice.
But I mean, that's the kind of lifestyle he was living. I mean, so it's we're talking about how maybe he blew through his money. Well, when you do stuff like that, you're gonna blow through your money, man. I mean, that's
no, yeah,
wild.
like if you look like it's just it sounds like regurgitating the same thing, but yeah, like cars are liabilities, bro. Those are not investments.
Word.
He has a lot of cars.
Yo, Drew, you linked me to a video where I see Floyd. He's just wearing frames. Like, what is he? Can't afford lenses, bro?
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, to hear him talk, like, bro, if you was making,
he's capping hard body.
Exactly, because if somebody was making $300 million a month, Jules, don't you think they'd be on the cover of Forbes trying to figure out what's going on, how they doing that?
But that's the point I'm making. That
Wouldn't that tip off the IRS though?
If you're doing as well as you claim, because I remember I did the math on a claim that he made. I'm like, you're telling me you're making what, $1 billion a year? He said some wild ass number, and I'm like, wait a minute.
But I mean, like, if he was,
there's no way he's making that.
He said he said something like 300 million, and I was like, wait a minute. And I crunched the numbers, and I'm like, bro, by this, you should be like you must be up there with Jeff Bezos.
You're the richest man in human history if you're making that much money. No, but also it's like if you were making that amount of money, you wouldn't be on YouTube talking about it. You wouldn't be on a YouTube video talking about that investment.
That's what I'm that like you don't see Jeff Bezos boxing a bear for a couple mil, right? And the number, I forgot what the number was, but I did the math, I multiplied it, and I'm like, there's no way.
Oh my God, his loyal soldiers must think of him as Mansa Musa.
Bro, like this is like nah.
Money, you'd be on an island doing illegal things. You wouldn't be.
Bro, listen, I would have bought an island and got fucking different blowjobs every hour, bro. Like,
bro, if you're making $300 million a month, I don't give a fuck what you say. You're a fucking Rothschild.
You would have to be, bro. That's what I can't remember what the number was, but I calculated it for a year, and I'm like, bro, you telling me you making $1 billion every year? Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, get the fuck out of here, yo. Like, nah, man. I'm like, yo, and I felt like I heard his tone, and I'm like, yo, this dude is lying. You're lying. You're lying.
How you making your money? Things.
Investment smart. It's like when they asked Leonard Ellerby about the other fighters.
Oh yeah, when Brad Custer was like, "Oh, what's some of the other fighters you got?"
He couldn't say that because
wow.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like I'll tell you what. For him to have amassed the wealth that he did, if he blew through it, that's a fucking tragedy, bro. That is a fucking tragedy. And they really need to teach money management skills in the schools, honestly, because we need that more than algebra. But maybe they want us to go broke, though, so maybe that's the reason it's not taught in schools.
Yeah, they want you to spend on college tuition.
Yeah, they want us to go broke, so.
In this case, says Money Mayweather's invested millions in commercial real estate with a total of 9 skyscrapers to his name. His plus $150 million investment portfolio includes one of the tallest buildings in New York.
If you say
the Vanderbilt.
That's why he's boxing Chalmers this weekend.
Yeah.
You say so, bro.
You got people to pay.
Look, I bump into guys like that all the time whenever I do a video about it, and and you know what bring me back? Yo, this dude is really boxing Chalmers. Come on, son.
Oh yeah, one Google search shows SL Green Realty, National Pension Service of Korea, and the Heinz Interest Limited Partnership own the fucking Vanderbilt building. So whoever that is in the comments can just fuck off.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you for doing it, because I was about to do it, but I'm like, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just
they're trying to make it look like
I see that a lot.
You ain't boxing Chalmers this weekend because you be making $300 million. Like, no, bro.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Doing that,
I'm gonna tell you right now. Canelo and Anthony Joshua are on their way to be better businessmen after boxing than Floyd or Manny Pacquiao.
I think
Canelo got a Super Bowl commercial, yo. Like, I don't think people realize how big that is.
No, I don't think people realize that's the biggest sport in America, arguably. And it's a big deal when you get an ad on. Like, yes, it's a big deal. That's rock star territory, pop culture territory. That's what you're broaching when you're in a Super Bowl ad. That's what that is. That's what it's been for ages now. And I'm just saying that, look, it's cool. You could bring, he owned the Vanderbilt, the karate belt, the Gucci belt, whatever, bro. All I know is this dude is boxing Chalmers this weekend.
But that's what I'm saying.
All I know.
People talk about him. I've seen that comment multiple times, like as you did over the internet, and it's like it's almost like urban legend. Like they're trying to build up the myth of Floyd Mayweather, and a lot of these rich people do that because half of their real wealth is actually just mystique. So there are people who could tell you, like, oh yeah, Floyd owns the Burger King's castle, and it's just an urban myth.
Yeah, he bought Skull Island, bro, in the Pacific. He bought it.
Yeah, he owns 10% equity in Skull Island. I agree.
He's got shares in whatever, bro.
Yeah, country. I'm watching this pro backstage shit, and it's like I see this Manu Gallegos guy. He looks like fucking Zerto.
Yeah, he does. He looked like he could be Zerto's little brother.
Osvaldo says, "I'd rather watch him read a book than these exhibition."
Wow, that is a tougher fight, you know. Come to think about it.
A lot of shit, and this is what I hate about what boxing has become. A lot of the arguments that become arguments or talking points or debates, it's only because you're removing the common sense. That's literally it. A lot of these guys operate like they have no common sense. My God, if what you saying is true, why is he boxing Chalmers? He don't need that 3-4 million they're giving him to do that. If what you saying is true. What do you think they're giving that guy to be in that shit?
Bro, that's like you just won the part.
15, 20 million to box Chalmers? It don't add
Bro,
up.
that's like winning the Powerball and bro, that's like winning the Powerball lottery, and then you go and then you gotta tell people, yo, I gotta work construction the next day.
No, it's like winning the Powerball and then going to buy scratch offs.
Yo, Virtuoso hit the net. It's like, bro, I just won the Powerball, so let me go do this 10-hour shift. No, bro, I am getting blowjobs all day. 300, like if I'm making yes, that's what do you do? Getting a blowjob. And later on,
there's a reason why they call it. There's a reason why they call it FU money. Like it's literally money to fuck off.
What we should make up like a fake Floyd investment. Like, what do you guys think he could be investing? I think he's a majority shareholder in Oscorp.
Easily.
No, he's actually a majority. He actually have a majority share of Theranos, which is the Elizabeth Holmes, crazy bitch, that fake Steve Jobs girl.
He's a CFO.
Bro, all right. First off, see, and this is part of the myth. The richest people are royalty. You're right, and they're not known to Forbes. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to Floyd because he's not fucking royalty. What do you think? He has oil money? Floyd has oil money.
And no, that guy's comment is would have worked 50 years ago. In this age, for the professional pocket watchers find out who's got all this fucking money.
Oh,
the Saudis.
Floyd owns BP.
Them Saudis love to. Them Saudis love when. Think about this. When Lil Wayne was supposed to go perform over there was an issue with somebody got rude with him, and a conversation got lost in translation. The Saudi prince, to apologize, sent him a fucking Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I remember. I seen that interview.
Wow. He just headed the man who just.
Bro, he just the shit. In other words, the type of it's common sense, bro. If you go to Floyd Instagram, this dude still got cash.
Hey, Jules, the guy says
Floyd really does carry cash.
Hey, Jules,
that's crazy.
I don't know, man.
Hey, Jules, the guy says
Floyd has like rolls of quarters in his car.
Bro.
And wait. Let's see, this the shit. It's like, it's not that insanely rich people don't brag about things, but they brag about things in a differently. For example, Elon is bragging about going to Mars.
Yeah.
That's how he brags.
Hey, I ate an endangered animal.
To Mars.
Hey,
I ate a rhino burger.
The guy says Forbes Floyd Mayweather is expanding generational wealth through a $250 million investment partnership with CGI merchant Group Carry On Carter, is what he's saying.
Wasn't Floyd just caught up in that NFT scam getting sued?
Wait. That, and this is the kicker. That must be why he's boxing Chalmers this week.
That could be also true. Court fines, lawyer fees. You know what I mean?
Now Floyd has a majority share in Wayne Tech.
No, but like the thing with like these, I went to a private school for college. Like, you don't think one dude that's a billionaire wants to even get more money and more power? They find out who each other are to do business.
Yeah, no, they ask Floyd for advice.
Jules need to pull up that when he edit this and put a clip on Twitter. He need to cut up that part where 50 Cent's telling him, "We just want you to read 1 page of the Harry Potter book, Floyd."
Oh my God, bro! They call Floyd like, "What should I do?"
Like Elon's calling Floyd, like, "Hey, what should I do with Twitter? What should I do? What?"
Yo, and it's like, yo, dog. It's like, listen, bro. I'm not trying to say he broke like the average man is broke. I don't think that. But I'm just saying that you ain't gonna be out here talking about the watch you bought. If you like really like, it's just.
It goes back to what you said, Jules. If you get a certain level, you graduate. Case in point, Floyd and Oscar are not that dissimilar. They both, when they're around real big money people, like I've heard it, like they get insecure because they don't know how to talk that language and graduate. Like case in point, Oscar's gotten offered so many lucrative things for Golden Boy and Ring, but he doesn't know how to negotiate like that.
You know how Oscar behave, right? You see how he behave? That every time you hear Oscar, he's high.
Russian hookers.
He got some new abs. The missus got some new tits. It's like that I see. You know what I see in Oscar? That man is chilling, bro. He's just living, bro. That's how, and that's what I expected. Mm-hmm. Like, look, whatever he got, it's enough for him to get new abs.
Look, Jules. Even Conor McGregor took that fucking Mayweather payday and flipped it into another $300-400 million with the whiskey.
That's what I'm saying. And then he sold it, bro.
Exactly.
Hey, Jules. The reason he looked like that is because she punched him in the dick right before they took the picture, man.
Bro, it's just the shit that I see, bro. That dude is on the grind.
Look at that comment.
On the grind.
Floyd's the Oracle of Michigan.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't being fucked up. It's just, it ain't no way you gonna sell me all this mythical bullshit and he fighting Chalmers nah, bro. No, you would be doing something else this weekend if that was the case. I don't know, bro. You'd be fucking. I don't know, bro, but not this. All right, not if you getting it. Nah,
they go over there like Len Blavatnik goes over there hanging.
I'm gonna get some sleep, man.
That's
all right, Beats.
All right, Beats. That's just the difference, brother. Like go for. I'm glad make your money, fine, but like just this. The people that live vicariously, the people.
I'm not knocking them. It's the myths, bro. It's the myths that get me. Like,
it's the people that live vicariously through that shit.
He bought the chocolate factory from Willy Wonka.
Bro, he owns the fucking Chrysler building. You know what I'm saying? He got the Elephant Man's bones under the mattress, bro.
He owns Monsters Inc. Like he's on the
you know what I'm
saying? Without Floyd, Canelo wouldn't have got that $40 million payday.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's how you know the way he reacted when Canelo took that money and left.
That's to me. That's
to bring up. I beat him easily after that.
Don't that tell the story, Drew? Where did the money come from? It didn't come from Showtime, bro. I know that. It didn't come from them. They don't got a budget to be giving nobody $40 million for one fight. Who does? Gotta ask somebody.
I mean, all I can think about Floyd and his money issues and while he's in hot places is like, you know that lyric in that bar from the story of OJ, where Jay-Z says, you know, you're on the gram holding money to your ear. That's a discount. We don't call that money over here. Line. That's what he's going through.
I think that, you know, because he's a majority shareholder in Skynet, things are gonna pay off.
Yeah, we're not factoring in the Skynet returns.
Yeah, the Skynet money.
Okay,
I
wanna
Yo,
say this.
okay, I'm gonna blow
Wonder
your
if that
heads,
fight-
bro.
is that
But like,
fight
listen,
even- I wonder if that fight's even got 5,000 tickets sold.
Bro, do you even see the platform for this shit? What's it called? Zeus? What?
Oh,
What is?
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like
He bought real estate at Olympus.
dog. I want. When's Leonard Ellerby gonna show his face in a boxing camera for an interview?
Bro, what the fuck is like, yo, dog? You went from the zone to Zeus. Like, what is Zeus, bro? What even is that, bro?
I don't know, man.
I want to say this. Look, sometimes I have this kind of conversations with friends, and they always come this guy and says, "What are we talking about? These guys that are multimillionaires? Like, we, in comparison to them, we are broke." And
Yeah.
I tell to this guy, it doesn't matter. It's about what you're doing with that money. When I saw Floyd, I'm talking about 6-7 years ago, on those documentaries before these fights, dude, I see all those cars, all that money, all those shitty outfits, all the jewelry. Dude, it's too much. This shit is dumb. You're not gonna sustain this. There is no way.
Tú lo dijiste que comprando vainas que son material, hay algo vacío ahí adentro, algo vacío. Que you trying to fill it con vaina, con cosas, porque de verdad la pasión tuya fue el boxeo, pero que cuando el boxeo se acaba, okay, tú no tienes, you have a void there, and it's like, how many cars are you gonna buy, bro? How many mansions? How much jewelry? Tú ya está viejo. You know when you do all that stuff, jewelry, cars, things like that, is when you're trying to get pussy. That's why you get that stuff. Yeah, it is though. That's why we, as men, as a species, it's all mating rituals. Most of what we do are mating rituals to attract different calibers of women. That's literally our grooming process, our haircuts, our jewelry, our cologne, our clothing. That's what all of that stuff is. But for someone who's supposed to be of your ilk, of your stature, this should not be what you're doing. You're supposed to be on a more enterprising scale to where you developed an entire neighborhood or an entire business franchise that's well known in the four corners of wherever. We don't see that.
Even McGregor got on him like, look at you, bro. You're 40. Grow up.
Isn't there something like yo, bro?
There is though, Jules, because if you look, you feel that because listen, when you reach that certain level, when I'm around my partners that are rich like that, they might have a Rolex. It ain't got no diamonds on it. They got maybe a ring and a little bracelet. There's nothing gaudy about them.
Thank you. That's the word I was that the gaudy jewelry, it's like, bro, that's not shit. That
they got an expensive pen, like a Mont Blanc.
You know that Jeff could buy his shit 10 times over, but you don't see Jeff Bezos doing that. You don't really see Elon got more money than Earth. That motherfucker don't be talking about that shit though. You still doing like smack DVD shit. Like, yeah, I got the
That's what I mean. It's like
you're like smack DVD type shit. Like
I feel like there's like some arrested development with him doing that shit. Cause like first of all, he said he's made his living as a boxer, and like the average age of retiring boxers is 35, bro. Like that, all that money you make from that shit is not enough to retain a lifestyle of opulence. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker gonna hear all this shit and be like, they hate. Nah, I ain't hating, bro. That shit weird. Like, I'm not playing. I'm not hating. I'm being honest. 50 don't do that shit. 50, he don't do it, like, legitimately. Like, no, he don't do that shit anymore. Jay don't do that shit anymore. You still doing smack DVD shit.
Nas don't do that shit.
Nas don't, and Nas got money. He invested in Hennessy.
Nas invested in the Ring camera. Angel investor.
Yeah, it's like you see that, like, yo, you get to a point. Now you're not doing that because I understand why we do that when we young, because we not you. I get that. Like, yeah, when you're not used to shit, yeah, you gonna do that because you really not used to shit.
What I think is going on, Jules, because Floyd's able to be in those rooms where, hey, Floyd, I got this investment idea. I just think Al's like, nah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this.
Bro, I just think it's only a matter of time before we see Floyd Mayweather versus Gary Busey in a tub of mayonnaise. That's
Mayweather versus Gary Busey in an oil wrestling match.
Hey, I'd pay for it though, because I love Gary Busey.
I'm just
He was
saying,
great in
bro.
Predator too.
I'm just saying, brother. It's like, yo, when I see 50, right, and the shit is 50 don't even be bragging like, and because I'm big on 50, like a great album, you know, and it's cool to see what he became over time because there was a time you wouldn't have thought that he would have got to where he got to. So it's very encouraging. It's a great human interest story to see how we transitioned to a different medium. And it's like when you see him and he talking, it don't even be no shit like yeah, yo, I got this. Yeah, nah, fam, what are you talking about, bro? That's back there in 2001, my guy. Motherfuckers don't do that no more. You know, because I got the bag with the. Nah, son, what are you doing? What? You know what I mean? I don't know, B. Like, but I know motherfucker gonna hate. They hate. I B. I'm hating.
I just like making his fans upset.
Bro, I just I just like laughing like that. You telling me, yo, this dude has majority shares in Wayne Tech and Stark Enterprises, and he's still boxing Chalmers this weekend.
Oh shit, Wayne Enterprises.
What you trying to convince me of that they giving him what 20 M's, 30 M's? What's it take to get Floyd out of bed? Because that's what you have to ask yourself. What does it take to get him out of bed versus what this is likely to do?
Jules, it really is true about Floyd and what you call it, CGI Merchant. I just looked up the article.
That's awesome, man. He's still boxing Chalmers this weekend, man.
Unbelievable. Yeah, no, people try to they try to get Floyd to put him onto some financial game. You know what I mean? But like, even he tells you like, nah, I don't want to reveal my tricks or whatever. He's on the cutting edge of marketing and stocks and bonds and all that shit. What the fuck?
Because they specialize in commercial real estate and private equity, and they announced a new investment collaboration with each other at
That's
this
awesome.
event.
That must be why he's boxing Chalmers this weekend.
Like, great, you're a part-time landlord.
Hey, but if the guy's gonna make money, good money off of it, then
bro,
so
I get that, but you have to. You're not hearing me. When you have made the kind of money that he's made over time, right? Especially all these years later, how do you get out of bed for that? It doesn't make sense. You're gonna get out of bed for that. For what are they offering you for that? What are we talking? Like, I don't think they're giving you $10 million for this Zeus shit. No way, bro. Like, nobody know that. Like, no way. So what are you getting versus what you've made? And it's like, what, are you not making that anymore? Because how could you get out of bed for this?
First and foremost, who the fuck has Zeus?
I don't even know what that is, bro.
I've seen the channel. I've seen the watermark on that channel, but who the fuck has it?
I don't know.
All the people talking shit about the zone.
That really? Undefeated says when Conor grabbed Floyd's duffel bag, saw the cash, and said, "That's it. That's all." I couldn't stop laughing. Yo, Mr. Calderon says if Mike Jackson can go broke, anybody can. Yeah, bro.
I hear. Oh, go ahead.
No,
he said in the article Floyd's talking about he says his focus is on creating generational wealth and doing it with partners that share his values and drive for excellence. And then it goes on to mention something about it being open to other athletes in the future as well. And says the partnership will have an impact on the lives of athletes and others who invest in the platform by helping them learn and create generational wealth. So that's why he's doing it. They're looking to spend around $375 million on the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C. Collaboration includes CGI's flagship hospitality fund, other CGI investment vehicles, cover over a wide range of real estate strategies and assets. They're also going to be investing heavily in downtown Florida, part of the portfolio of Miami-based worldwide investment management organization. Let me see.
So as well as downtown Westeros, the investment market is very high there.
Right.
When's the article dated?
2022. Let me see. Hold on. February 28th, 2022. So February of last year. So it's recent. He is doing some shit. He's moving and shaking. I'll give him that. I heard all that shit, and
there was a word that passed by my eyes. I know you didn't see it. Word sandwich.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
no,
can
listen,
I just say,
bro, you still boxing Chalmers this weekend, bro.
yeah. I just want to say real quick before I go is that investing, right? It's just another word for betting.
Yes.
Yep.
It sounds good, bro. Like it sounds good, but something in me, the part of me that's connected to the cosmos, the part of me that's from Andromeda, not the Milky Way, it just hears bullshit.
You don't believe that the real estate market in Metropolis is very high right now?
No, because there's so much crime.
Not better than Gotham.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, there's not someone flying through your building right now, destroying everything.
Exactly. There's no fucking aliens having fist fights in my city. Majority shareholder in Wayne Tech.
Yeah. Did you guys knew that Floyd actually bought shares of Apple in 1996?
He did.
Yeah.
Bro, Steve Jobs stole the idea from Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly.
Honestly, iPhone was Floyd's invention, bro. He came up with that before the Castillo fight.
Yeah,
he was in a science lab designing the iPhone.
Oh, okay. He recently announced his ownership of the Money Team Racing, TMRTR, in the NASCAR Cup Series.
I know about that. It didn't go well.
Should have went to Formula One.
No, I knew that they had a NASCAR car, and this is from last year, right? Because I did a video on that.
Yeah, it says the team will be will begin qualifying for the Daytona 500. Aside from the new members,
the guy didn't qualify, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy didn't qualify. I remember because I did a video on it.
So
Because I wondered, like, he can't be broke. He's investing in NASCAR. This is what I was telling myself last year, that, he's doing a lot of exhibition matches, but he's investing in NASCAR. He can't be broke.
He had Bubba Wallace, who was a driver.
No, Dominic Toretto was his driver.
God damn it. I was going to say Rolly Romero, but you ruined my joke. Drive faster. Drive faster.
But Rolly does sleep in a NASCAR bed.
Rolly stick his head out the window and he's got the white helmet on.
Bruh, I think Rolly sleep under the Mayweather gym. He came outside with some snot.
Word. He came out with chanclas and a fucking polo shit.
He sleeps in a race car bed.
Hey, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here before I get
He owns a pig slip on a race car bed.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
I gotta get the fuck out of here. Guys, always a pleasure. I will be going live. I'm definitely gonna go live for Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. I might go live for Ponce versus Matias.
All right. Have a
All
good night,
right.
fellas.
See ya.
Hey, Jules, have a good night. Thanks for having me on, brother.
I know.